Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday on the calendars. That means it's time for the ESEL Fast Cup, right and ready to rumble. It's gonna be me, Scared Yet, and alongside me, we're gonna have Synchro back on the desk. It's been a few weeks, my man. You've been absent from here. How are you doing?
I'm pretty fine. I'm pretty fine. I'm very excited for today. As we already know, every Sunday, I really appreciate to be here. I appreciate to cast with you again. And yeah, as you rightfully mentioned, it is a long time already ago, a few weeks already. So I'm really looking forward to cast with you, my friends.
I mean, looking forward to that as well, right? Here, same goes from my end. And here's the thing. It's the Fast Cup. We always talk about those three best of threes that are going to happen in front of us pretty soon, right? You talked about your team playing pretty soon. You might want to give us a few insights about that, who they are and how you're looking forward to their game.
Nah, I'm going to be honest, I won't give any informations. I would say they were going to surprise us, and I really want you to get surprised. They are trained very well, they're playing very much with each other. So they are very well trained team. So I can promise you we can expect a lot from them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to that as well right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Krabova Petty taking on Azor Ray up in front of us. It's going to be the first semi-finals. The winners move towards that grand finals, and then they'll wait on for the second BO3 to get over. We're not going to waste any more time here. We're going to be hopping back in instantly. Yaklim, Zayn, Ionakoji, Jay, and we've got Cortez. I'm not reading what's after that. On the other side, we've got Azor Ray with Champagne, Haru, No Sense, Mako, and DJ. Looking forward to see how these boys are going to perform in front of us. The Valentina band in
Yeah,
the first one, Synchro. We've seen this a lot.
yeah, Valentina right now is a very strong band, and as we rightfully mentioned, for sure I know the team Azure as well. I scrimmed them also a few times already. They are in the bad team. They are playing very good with each other, so we can also expect a lot from their team already in the first game. So they going for the Soraban. I mean, it's sure if they're going to ban a Valentina, there is a Soraban as well. So there is no counter for the Sora, so you need to ban it as well.
Fair. Straight up now with lead ban. Getting down to
Yeah,
that,
and
right?
Zuxin will ban as well. You're putting out the Eve, giving free space for Zuxin, so they need to ban the Zuxin right now.
And then it's gonna bring us back to our usual suspects after this. Maybe
Yeah,
the Yi Sun Shin, maybe the Basha. We keep on talking about that. It kind of depends on what draft do the teams want to go with, which eventually dictate the last two bans in that first banning phase though. But we've got the Leo mod now. Don't want to give that priority jungler over.
I think Leomord is actually a priority, but either Leomord, Ginevere, or Fredrin right now, all three of them are very strong tanks with good sustain, good engagement. So all of them are very good to be banned. All of them are very good choice on like almost every draft to pick. So I actually would have picked expected one of these three bans, but there is still for me the Zuxin ban missing. I don't know if Azure is so confident to say, okay, we can play against the Zuxin and leave it open, or if they're going to leave it to the third ban, you know?
Highly possible. It's gonna be a Freya.
Yeah, that's something I also expected, not gonna lie, because Freya, we all know it, she's such an amazing damage dealer. She's such amazing on the laning phase, especially in the late game. When she is in diving, engaging on all of these enemies, she's so strong. She makes such a fast engagement. She is such a fast clear and everything. So I really expected this ban, especially with the Purify, with the Revengeance. She's unstoppable.
True. And now the last one is going to be Jushin, which we both mentioned. The usual suspect here. So that means the Yi Sun Shin is up for grabs. You can always trade in the Gato for the Kalia. It's going to be back and forth there. So yeah, Yi Sun Shin seems like a good first pick.
Yeah, I think I would go for a Grok, maybe a YSS, maybe also and there is the YSS on the first pick. So right now there's many options open. Like, for me, in my opinion, they can go for Zetian. They can go for the Grok. They can go for the Gata. They have so many options right now open. Also the Yuzong, the Lapu Lapu, but they're going for the Hilda. Hilda right now is also pretty huge tank. I mean, she can easily engage, making almost every squishy hero in the 1v1 easily down. So it's not a bad choice actually. What would you say about the Hilda pick?
I mean, Yi Sun Shin requires the farming, so the best disruptor to that is the Hilda. Instantly hopping onto the face of Yi Sun Shin, trying to annoy him as much as possible in the jungle, and then you also go in with the Lapu Lapu in the EXP lane. Kind of that safety net, but we're talking about the Grox and crew, and it's been picked up to
At the
answer that.
Lapu.
We need an early game mid laner to stop this onslaught of Hilda.
Yeah, we're doing again a very good job. We predicted the YSS right now, we predicted the Grok, we predicted the Lapu. So what else can they pick right now? For me, there's still the Zetian, maybe a Phaser on the side of the mid lanes. I mean, on the gold lane, there's still a Claude left. Also, maybe a fighter on the gold lane could be also possible. But I don't know. I'm not seeing the picks they can do right now. There's also Yuzong still open for the side of Kraboba Petty. But we will see what they're going to pick. I actually need to say I wouldn't have fielded the Novaria as they just showed. I think Lunox is also a great choice they could do. I mean, she can easily dive in the late game with the Flicker on the YSS, on the carry. She can easily take out the burst and damage dealers and the priority enemies of Kraboba Petty. I'm sorry if I butcher this name. I just call them Petty right now because I don't want to like misread the name every single time. So yeah,
Let's just go
what do you?
CB. Let's just go CB.
Yeah, we go CP. Okay,
CP.
the Fulvius ban.
Interesting. Now, that definitely is an annoyance once the team needs a proper frontliner who's pretty tanky while also dealing a ton of damage. But I don't really see a lot of dashes around for the side of Azor race, so probably seems like they just want to deny that front to back potential. But if that is the case, I'd rather ban out the Yu Jong here.
I didn't expect it actually in Feniban. I mean, it's okay. I don't know this the side of Azure that well. I mean, even though I scrimmed them 1 or 2 times, I never saw a Fenny in their like lineup. But the Fulvius ban, I think they could have like other heroes with like a much more useful ban. I mean, they still needing the gold lane, the mid lane, and the XP lane, so there are pretty many options open actually, and they're leaving all mid laners open right now. There is a Zetian. There's pretty much you can easily burst down the hill. That you can go annoy the Lapu Lapu. So I would have also went for the mid lane bans and not only for the XP lane bans, especially not for an Alot and the Phobius ban. But maybe they having like some people who are like one tricking these heroes or very confident on these heroes, which would have made it like understandable why they ban it.
Claude now locked in for that late game insurance as well. And to be honest, I would normally go with the Zetian as well, but just before that level for Power Spike, I think so her poke is not up to the mark, at least against a Hilda, because she is really good at regening that HP. So I was rather thinking something along the lines of a Lilia, which can, at least on that level, to burst down or put the Hilda at a dangerously low HP.
And as you rightfully mentioned, as it seems right now they're going for the Lilia, but I need to shut off a bit of you. As you mentioned right now with the Zetian in the early game, I playing her pretty much in the previous games in the last few days, and her early damage is actually pretty high. If you like scaling her skills very good, she has such a high damage output, which makes her very comfortable to play on the mid lane, even against very good enemy matchups on the roam mid.
Fredrin for the face tanking. Claude is going to be in a bit of a problem if he instantly hops in with his Purify on cooldown, because that taunt is going to be annoying and the knock-up will cancel out the Blazing Duet. In order to answer all of that back now, what do you lock in? An Assassin, maybe a Su Yu?
Okay, like, if I going in for my own feeling, I would say I would go for the side of Azor because I know them. But if I'm looking for the draft, I think Azor is missing a bit of the engagement skills. I mean, they can all dive, like they have the Claude, they have the Lunox, but they have no proper stun. They have not the proper frontline like CP has with Fredrin and the Gorok. So that's something I actually miss a bit in the draft of Azor.
Nolan has got this one major thing in his kit, that is the fact that you would need that early game snowball, and that is the same idea with Fredrin as well. So it's gonna fall down into the same category. The good thing about Nolan is, or rather essential, the good thing about Nolan is the fact that he's got a pretty decent wave clear, or rather the jungle clear, so he might have a slight bit of an advantage. Plus, Mako will be on the face of Jay, so he's gonna be in a bit of a precarious spot, ladies and gentlemen. But we're gonna be hopping into the land of dawn out here. Krabova Peri taking on Azor in the first semi-finals of the FastCup. Is the best of 3 up and undergoing. Let's see which one of them will pick up the win.
Yeah, but as you rightfully mentioned with the Nolan, it's not only the wave clear, it's also he has multiple dashes, so he can easily going in, taking out 1 or 2 kills and just easily go back. So, and I mean, if they're trying to chase him, he has so many dashes, so it's not possible that easy to chase him down, you know?
Gonna be that thing though, DJ. A bit too ahead out here, kind of underestimating the damage of Ayanakoji onto that Lily. And now we're gonna hop in. Nolan trying to catch in down to the first blood going, and as Jay gets taken out thanks to that chaos. And this is exactly what we were talking about.
That was a very great play. Actually, both junglers tried to make the play. Both junglers went in for on the mid lane. Both tried to take down the enemy mid laner, but instead the jungler got taken down because they easily could focus him. He jumped in with the dash, so easily take out because he had no dash to escape anymore.
Good catch on to the members of Krabova Petty out here. And this is a big problem, right? Because Jay on the East Shin needs that early farm, and now he doesn't have the bottom lane trap to work with. It is going to be tough. So even into that gold lane, let's be honest, no sense trying to fight against a carry. He's pretty good in terms of that wave clear, but when it hops down to that 1v1, Yaklim will have a slight bit of advantage on him, so you can try and bully him out there, considering Zayn also gave him that early detection. And look at Shame, stealing away every single side camp just to deny that level 4 to Jay.
This looks very huge, not gonna lie. This Nolan, if we were looking for the way he's playing, he's doing it so well. The YSS is still level 3, while the Nolan is almost level 5. They can easily take out the turtle right now. They were able to take down the enemy jungle creeps, and now going for the enemy blue buff, and I don't know if the CP is able to even contest it actually. Because as we mentioned, YSS still level 3, and that's free. I don't know what I say to it, but I already mentioned Azor is a very well trained team in the point of synergy. They're playing very good together, and that's what we're seeing right now. They're doing such good plays. If we're looking for the gold right now, Nolan has twice the gold of the YSS, and that makes a huge difference already. I mean, every one of them is good feeded. They have already 2.5k gold lead, which makes a huge difference, especially for like 2.5 minutes.
There, yet again, still trying to deny him that level 4 man. That is just insane. DJ hopping in with that snowball of the Chaos Assault. That's such a good coordination from Azor. And now Yaklin will have to hop back. There's the flicker onto the face. Full face tanking out with the blazing duet thrown on his way to secure that kill. He couldn't have done anything in that. 0 to 5 start in favor of Azor, and they are snowballing out of control.
This looks actually very disgusting. It's actually very hard to watch. Not because CP is playing bad or something like that, but Azor is playing it so good. They played it so well from the beginning of the game that right now they have already 4k gold lead after 3 minutes, which means like 1k per minute, and that's actually very insane. They can easily burst down even the enemy tanks, everything, which makes very huge engagement possibilities for the side of Azor.
It's gonna be another fight up top as well though. That is, we'll have to hop back. The Taunt coming in pretty low in that HP as well with the Well, Dennis is blessing out here, helping him out, run away. But hold on a second. Haru hopping in, trying to steal up with the buff as well, even though there's the Lilia to try and deal that early game damage. They don't really have the farm, it's just a level 5. And a level 8 Champagne, the blazing duet up at the backline as well. Jay will not be able to sustain through any of that. It's DJ to pick the kill yet again. A 0-3-0 start for the East Sunshine, not the one that you'd really want. And with that, it's not even a 5-minute mark. They've lost the tier in the bottom, half of the gold sheen in mid, and they're snowballing with 6,000 gold lead right now.
I actually don't want to be too overconfident, but I think this game is already over. Because if we're looking just for the level difference, everyone is like 1 to 2 levels ahead, and especially if we're looking for the jungle gap, it's already 4 levels. This YSS is not getting any farm, and if we're looking for the gold, it's 7k gold lead already after 5 minutes. Look how easily they're going in for the tower invades.
That is almost done now. Haru also getting a pick on Ayano Koji is a bit tough. Zayn has to run back on the Grok, and now Kate left alone, was picked off alone. And Yarklim should not have stayed up there, even though he's been taken down though. Guess what? Everyone's going to be chasing him with a fracture thrown on his way. But it's Dexter to pick up that kill at the end. 1 to 10 difference here. Only Haru falling in that entire fight, but it's absolutely fine. The mid tier 1 also gets taken down. I think Synchro talked to me about those items.
Okay, I mean, for the side of CP, it's not much to talk about. If we're going for the side of Azor, we're seeing the Demon Hunter, we're seeing everything. I mean, everyone has the first item, they have the penetration already, they got their like full damage. I mean, there is no possibility for the side of CP that they can like able to come back into this game. It's 8k gold lead, and if we were just looking for disengage right there, they easily went into the turret, and it's not like they were like 1 second in the enemy turret. They stand there like 10-15 seconds just to kill this carry, and that's like very insane. If you are at the point in the game where you can do this without any problems, it's already over.
It's gonna be tough now with the blazing duet up in the back as well. Zayn ain't going to survive that at all. Just a bit too much damage from Azor for Krabova Petty to deal with now. I mean, I kind of concur with you on that point that this game is potentially over already, because this lead is going out of control right now. Almost a 10,000 gold lead. It's a 7-minute mark, and the tier 2 up top is going to be taken down. It ain't surviving there. Ayano Koji cannot even get close to the minion, while at the bottom side, even though the mounted shockwave is used up, it did not really matter. Yarklim taken down with Lapu hopping on your face. Shempe finally gets taken down, so that bounty is going to be helping out Ayano Koji a bit. And man, the Appraiser's wrath isn't feeling like a wrath anymore. Just like a toddler on an angry spree, that's all.
Yeah, but Lilia also finished with the glowing one, so right now they got the anti-heal for the Lapu Lapu, for the Hilda, which is probably, and hopefully will have great use against Azor, because we have the Hilda, we have the Lapu, both of them easily heal up each other, like without any problem. So I really hope that this glowing one will help them out a bit. No, but it's still, if we're looking for the game, it's still hard to watch. We're seeing Lapu Lapu going in 2v1 without taking any damage from a carry. I mean, carry gold isn't that much. I mean, we just need to look on the gold difference. It's almost 10k. So we already see the difference these two teams playing, like the difference on the level they're playing. And Azor, as we already mentioned a few times, playing such a great team play together. They have such great synergy together, which makes this game pretty hard for the side of CP. And if I mean pretty hard, I mean it pretty hard, as we just see. It's 2 kills against 13 kills, it's 4 turrets against 0 turrets, and if we're just looking for this, they just snowballing them everywhere. Wherever they find an enemy, they're just going to snowball them.
DJ also picked up the lightning truncheon pretty soon as well, so just a while ago. You know that damage is going to hop in with the Ruby DD now up and ready in play. It's going to be tough for both Ayano Koji, Jay, as well as Yarklim to try and survive. The holy shield being used up though, but a big tech charge onto all 5 people. This could have been the start, but it's still an unstoppable for Miko. He could not tank at all with the blazing duet now onto the back line. He's still trying to catch in one, but Cortez able to soak up all of that damage. Ayano Koji with a double for himself. Is just denying those advantageous trades to Azor. Nonsense, no sense, still surviving there. Yaklim trying to clear out those minions up in front, but the holy shield will pop up. The Lord will get taken down. But this was such a crucial fight for Krabova Petty. Oh, hold on a second, no sense, still hopping up. Oh my goodness, the damage from Champagne. It's just a bit too much. Deletes the Fredrin, no vengeance available, but at least Krabova saves the game for now.
Oh man, this Grog ultimate right now, so good, so good. He got every enemy, but I think his teammates could have done more if they would have reacted like much faster, or if they would have like spoken about it that he can engage there. Because they had the damage, and they really have the damage still to take down Azor, but they were too late to make the damage. They wasn't like putting in all the damage when the Grog ultimates, they put it in like afterwards, like with his dash or like his punch against the wall. And I really need to say, continue.
You go ahead first.
Okay, I really think this could have been like a turn of the game actually. If they would have got like all 5 of these enemies easily defend the lane, it could have been a really huge turn for the side of CP.
True, they're still behind by 9k right now. But here's the thing, even if they would have all landed their skills at that exact moment, I still think Azor are just a bit too far ahead for them to burst all of them down. Alright. Spotting out a wild Hilda sitting in the bush. Bit of a back and forth poke. Apart from that, nothing's gonna happen. 5 more seconds, hold on a second. Yarklev up top. Gets taken down though, but a nice trade coming in from Jay. He's got to run back to safety as Miko is going to be chasing him down. The art of hunting is there. Power of wilderness almost finishing him off, but DJ now hopping into the chaos assault. Athena's shield was picked up, so Cortez will be able to soak up all of that damage. The support is there in the form of Zane, and now they're going to be hopping all the way back, but that's a nice catch, a 1-for-1 trade, but at least they'll be getting a bit of a gold back.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I mean, Azor were able to take out the carry, but for the side of CP they were able to take out the jungler. Which means that Azor wouldn't be able to take the Lord, which they're still doing right now. And I mean, if they're scared to engage without the Nolan, then they have a problem. Because right now, as we see, they could have easily engaged for the Lord because the jungler wasn't even there, and they could have maybe tried and get the Lord.
So, another one out, up on top. Zane instantly bursted down as well. DJ having a ton of damage there. The Lord is going to be marching down from the bottom lane though, and Zane down for next 22 will be back up before that hits the inhibitor. But you don't have any holy shields to work with, and there's at least a 2 to 3 level disadvantage for Yaklim, Koji, Jay against everyone on Azor, so it's going to be tough to deal with all of that burst.
I actually don't think so, because they took out jungler for jungler, which were pretty good, Roma for Roma, my bad, which were pretty good, because now the Hilda, as we see, the Hilda isn't fast enough to come to help with the Lord fight. So basically, they can easily defend without any problems right now.
Here's the thing, it's not really just the Lord wave that is actually the problem, it's always the wave after that, and Mako now hopping in here up on the front. The inhibitor in the mid is well defended for now, but the bottom one should fall. Hold on, a tech charge onto the face. Mako should be taken down, taking a ton of tower damage, but the backline is bursted in the second hour. Koji taken out, and no sense is pushing Jay all the way back to the fountain. Appraiser's Wrath catching no one. Everyone's just all the way far back, and now they've only got one turret standing.
This cloud damage is so insane, not gonna lie. Even with one basic attack, he's dealing this Wise as so much damage. That's actually very disgusting.
Out in mid, that's going to be the Chaos Assault. Now being brought in with the Brilliance. Greedy picture, perfect as Cortez cannot soak any of that up. Another fracture up on the face. Sidestep perfectly, but the blazing duet is a bit too much for them to handle. It's all Ayano Koji, and he is not smart enough to defend all the minions. You've got to wait for the next steer in the classroom of the elite, as for now, it is going to be Azor besting down Kraboba Petty.
Wow, what an intense game. I mean, as you already mentioned, the side of, and I mean it, the side of Azor, they played it so much better. That's what we were seeing over there. But in the end, like, the way how they played it in the early game was much better than they played it in the late game. In the late game, the side of CP were able to like contest much better as in the early game. Because in the early game, if we rewind the match a bit, they took out on the first wave. They took out the enemy jungler from the side of CP. They took out the YSS. They constantly provoked to get his farm. They took, like, in the early game, 3 creeps from him before the turtle even started.
Yeah.
Then afterwards, they went for the blue buff, took the blue buff, which made the Nolan being level 6, while the YSS still was the level 3 or level 4, which made a very huge advantage for the side of Azor.
True, and to be honest, they never really let go of that advantage at all throughout the game. They just kept on snowballing out of control, and there was absolutely no way for Krabowa Petty to hop back in after that point, because they were just not given any kind of edge.
I need to say, I actually think that this early game, or the first wave where they were able to take out the YSS, were the winning point for the side of Azor. Because after this stage, you just were able to snowball them, take the enemy farm, and that made, like, the Nolan so fat, that made the whole enemy team so fat of Azor, which easily made them take the kills, take the objectives, going for the turtles, going for the turrets, and just made the game so easy for the side of Azor.
But his heart remains steadfast.
True. And now shifting on towards the blue side, they have the power to control the draft for the first few picks. Banning out the Sora early on. What if you're left on the table though? Jushin taken down early. It's highly possible that they would probably leave the Leo mod open this time for maybe Shame Pain to pick it up.
I don't know. I mean, Leo mod is still, like, a very strong pick. Something I think you don't want to mess against. So, and I mean, the last times when we both casted, we always saw what a Leo mod can do, how easily he invades, going in, diving, taking out the kills, even tower diving and all this thing. And it depends with him, like, on the very fast rotation, because you can rotate very fast, you can engage, you can tower dive very fast with him, which makes, like, very huge and useful tank, like, tanky jungler out of him. I mean, he's, even if you build him on the damage, he's still a lot of tankiness. So he has the sustain, he has the damage, he has the engagement, he has the whole rotation, he has everything he needs as a jungler, which makes him pretty good, because even though he's tanky, he still has the high damage output, which makes him a very huge jungler right now.
True. And it's also the movement speed as well, right? It becomes pretty difficult to catch him. So all of that works out really well for that Leo mod. Grog has been taken off though. Krabowa doesn't want to give that one away. This could be any ban unless Azor want to pick it up for themselves.
I don't think that Eve is, like, a necessary ban. Eve is only, in my opinion, a necessary. Yeah, that's what I just wanted to mention after I was finished with talking. Zetiam is, like, much more useful to ban as an Eve, because Eve is, like, mostly in, like, every composition a very strong pick, but she's only, in my opinion, a ban worth if you're playing or, like, intend to leave the Zuxin open and get the Zuxin, because otherwise Eve is still strong but not ban worth, you know? She's only ban worth, in my opinion, if you want to go for the Zuxin.
I agree in that scenario, and also now with the Kalia being banned out along with the Jushin, they're kind of giving them an opportunity to pick up a Freya or maybe lock in that Gatot, because Gatot is kind of answered back by the Kalia now. Since she's been banned out, there is an opportunity for him to be picked up.
Yeah, but for me, as soon as I know Mako, he's playing more like the diving roamers, like the Hilda, like Khalid, like a Hylos, like these roamers, not like types of Gato. And as soon as I know they're already playing like this type of combo, like very much with these diving roams. So I wouldn't have think they're going for a Gato. I wouldn't have expected the Hilda first pick. I would have also went for like maybe a carry, maybe the YSS, maybe the, yeah, even also, it's actually hard to say. You had so many options, especially also the Freya open, which you could have gone for the first pick. And you're going for the Hilda. I mean, maybe they're scared that the side of CP would have taken it themselves. But now they're going for the Lunox again, and they're going for the side of YSS. So we have still 3 picks already made, which were in the last game.
It's a good late game scaling comp here. But as I said, you kind of need something that can stop this Hilda up in the tracks as well. Now previously the Nolan, this time the Hayabusa. The idea is kind of same, but the only difference is Nolan needs an early game snowball, while Hayabusa is more leaned in towards that mid to late game.
Yeah, but I think
Good to answer back.
I actually think that Hayabusa is also very strong in the early game, especially with his shadows. He can easily going in for the engage, and now they have again the point where at the first wave they can easily going in, invade, and just going to take the mid lane kills. They can do it again as well, and which is with Hayabusa very strong because he can take his shadows, easily going in, put out the damage, and going back. You know.
With the Arlet being picked up on the other side, you've got that setup potential with the final slash, and you can follow it up with the rest of the people. But the Phoveus on the other side. Now I want to dash around with the vengeance of Haru. But
Yeah, and now
exactly that.
And now we're seeing why they banned the Phoveus in the previous game, because right now they picked the Phoveus. So actually I think it was just like a comfort pick, the Phoveus. But now they banned it, or a bit, or like left it open, and now easily they went for the Phoveus, because they know they will ban it anyways.
Pretty solid one out. High loss gets taken care of. Don't want to give in that glorious pathway and the dive potential.
It's our showtime.
Thought for the answer.
Oh man.
What else can you take off of here? Maybe a Gato?
I am the power.
Alright, they ban out the Kaja. Don't want to give them that pick off potential.
Kaja, I think, like, we already talked about it in the last times we were casting together. I think Kaja isn't like that huge tank, because as soon as his ultimate is used, he is a bit useless, you know?
I think so. Joe could also be a pretty nice pick here for Krabova Petty. Just because
For sure.
Kaja has got that similar idea as with the Kalia, where you ult one person, pick them off, and then follow it up with the rest of the people after having the advantage of a 4v5 in the fight. Kaja has got the same thing, Kalia has the same thing, Cho has also got the same idea, and they pair up pretty well with the Lunox. But a Chip also kind of does a pretty good job putting in the shortcut, getting all of your team onto the enemy backline, but it kind of makes things easy for the Arlet to set up for the final slash.
They're going for the chip. I actually don't know when it was the last time I'm seeing a chip. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know when it was the last time I saw a chip. What do you think about the chip?
Only love at night.
I mean, again, you can help your team with the rotations. That's going to be pretty fast with a shortcut, but Arlet will have a pretty fun time setting up his team for success. And the fun fact is, this could very well be the gold lane Yi-Sanshin though. That's been going on pretty well in the international meta as well.
Oh man.
To be
I don't
honest, I'm
know
down
about-
for it, man. I'm actually down for it. I think so. It's gonna work out well.
I think so too. I wouldn't say that it's bad to pick chip. I mean, especially you have a Lunox, you have the YSS on the gold lane, you have the Phoveus, you have maybe the Nolan, maybe the Joy. They just picked it. you have a very strong lineup actually to going in with the chip. So he's using his ultimate. They all can go in, taking out these kills. Because again, they missing the front. It was the same thing I just mentioned last game. I know how Azor is playing, and I know how good they are trained together to play as a team. But still, they're missing a front. And maybe with the chip right now, without the front, they can easily going in onto the enemy dive. So that's something I really looking forward to see right now, how well it will be going with the chip.
Kind of a pseudo front to back lineup with a slight bit of dive thanks to that shortcut and Jay hopping in onto that joy. I kind of like the idea of what they want to do, but they'll have to prioritize their targets pretty well. You have to take down that Sicilian, which is going to be scaling up towards that late game. And again, it's a straightforward front to back composition. Haru is there to set his team up for success with a final slash, while Hayabusa and Granger will try to go in for as much of that snowball as possible. It's going to be the dangerous cross, ladies and gentlemen. One final chance for Krabova Petty to win this and maybe push us to the third game, while Azor will look forward to end it all here, all now with 2-0. Let's see which one will rule the land of Dawn.
Okay, but first of all, the most important question. What is your prediction for this game?
It's gonna be tough, man, with both of these compositions, right? You've got a snowballing Lunox as well as Yi Sun Shin in the gold. While on the other side, there's gonna be Miko who'll try to annoy Jay as much as possible and gonna allow that room for Champagne on the higher to work with along with the Granger. I think so. I'm still gonna go in for Azor this one.
Yeah, I mean, the performance of the side of Azor last game were too good, actually. It were too good. And I can't say if it was just like a difference of the gameplay or if it really was just draftive. So that's why I'm also going for the side of Azor again. But I think the side of CP for the draft is way better than like in the last game, as we're seeing already. There's no goal difference. If we remember for the last game, there were also like the first kills, the first jungle invades with the first stolen creeps for the first gold difference. So right now they're playing it much better, and we're seeing CP already in the gold lead by like 300 gold. It's not much, but much better than in the last game.
Exactly, because that's what you really need. Just making sure that the snowball ain't going out of control on the other side though, while you yourself are slowly and steadily building it up. Setting up for the turtle pretty early on. Zane is just hitting that level 3 and they're also going in for the wave cut. I like the call being made here.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm still very excited for this match, not gonna lie, because I really hope for CP that they come back in this game, they're waking up and taking this game, because as you know, I want the best of threes and the full best of threes.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Hold your horses there. Jay would want to hop in. That instantly, no shortcut available. There would a flicker being forced out of Miko as he tries to run away. The Bats feast up on top, but here we go. Final slash out to 3 people in the backline. Pretty low HP onto the Miko. Will be taken down, but now hops in Champagne. Hayabusa up on the faces with the Oogie Shadow Kill. Still trying to force out the Brilliance, but it is just enough to get that double. While he also stole away the purple buff of Krabova Petty. That is a big win.
Bro, it was such no okay. I'm really happy right now. That was such a great play. They tried to invade them like very good on their blue buff, and it seemed pretty well. But then the Arlot with his ultimate, so huge. It was so huge.
Whoa! My goodness, you talk about Arlot's ultimate being huge and providing value. Miko as well, individually taking that one out. Now with the shortcut being poked up, every single one is going to be hopping in onto the fight. Perfect pick, and Koji gets that first one. All thanks to the Phobias setting it all up. Now Champagne into the backline, still trying to survive. A fantastic mountain shock on the face. And with the rhythm of beats onto the backline, Haru gets taken down. Krabova Petty answer back really quickly.
CP is waking up this game. For real, I'm so happy for them right now. They're playing it so much better right now as in the last game. And that's, for real, I'm so happy about it right now. You can't imagine it.
It's gonna be...
That was tough. Both sides made pretty good engages, but in the favor of CP this fight. I mean, they took out more enemies than Azor were able to do. The Hayabusa afterwards were able to take them out as well. So also huge re-engage, very good. I mean, if we're looking for the gold difference, there's still no difference. It's like 100 gold, 200 gold right now. Not much. The turret push is not much difference. For the items, it's also the most people finishing the first items. Azure is a bit fast on finishing the items if we're looking for it, while CP is still building it up, but almost finished with the first items. We're seeing already the penetration for the side of Granger and Hayabusa, which is pretty good. And yeah, I'm so excited for the outcome of this match, not gonna lie.
Yeah, now the difficult part for Krabova Petty to deal with all of that is this: they're still picking up their first ones, right? So that turtle is going to be taken up instantly as Zane gets deleted. Even though the shortcut was put down, now the focus is going to be joining into the fight as well. Bonking in on top. Mako first target will be taken down, but the backline is all open. Champagne getting a double there is a problem. Jay will have to hop back. Just clears out the mid. The answer back onto Champagne will be perfect as it's going to be Cortez taking him off the field. He tried to chase down Yarklin, but this gold lane Yi Sunshin is working out wonders for the team. No sense. Hopping back. Will be a-okay for now. Back and forth trade though, but I still think Azor kind of got out the better of that.
I don't think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They got the turtle. I mean, from the kills, it was equal. But they took out the turtle, which made a huge impact for them. They got now already like 1k gold lead. If we rewinded like 1 minute ago, it was just 1 to 200. So they had like more use of this team fight as the side of CP right now.
Yep.
But CP is not allowed to like let them take down for this. Like they are not able to, or they shouldn't like put their own mood down for it. Because if they're putting now their own mood down, they will play not as good as they're doing right now, and they're doing it right now. They're playing very great right now. They're not doing many mistakes. If the side of Azure is engaging, they re-engaging. Same otherwise, if CP is engaging, Azure is re-engaging, which makes it like a very intense gameplay actually.
And on the back of it now, they're also locking in their first few items. Zane with the anti-cuirass, now getting ready. The big thing about Gold Lane Yi Shin and working it in the hands of Yaklim is the fact that he can steal away all of those neutral objectives, right? Yi Shin, normally Granger is the one who always picks it up, but Yi Shin has got that Blood Flood switch. He can charge up easily and then can steal away those objectives. The longer he charges, the more damage it deals, and it is a better execution line than the Rhapsody or the Death Sonata, which has helped him farm up throughout the game, even though it doesn't have that much damage. But hold on a second, Haru could be caught up out, used the final slash already, instantly finishing him off as well. Champagne used up the shortcut to hop into that fight, but it doesn't matter. Had to hop back in. Mountain Shocker onto one. It's gonna be DJ trying to run back to safety, though will be brought back up. No bad Sweest can save his life this time as Phobius is bonking on their faces. Not batting it this time is creating so many problems with the Yugi Shadow Kill being spread out between everyone as Yaklim chases down the Hatake Kakashi. And this time he's not got any Kamui or the Susano to survive. Another turtle. Krabova Pedi will secure it comfortably.
Oh man. Oh, I really need to give props.
Yeah, we do have to. They still wanted to go for some more fight though, but Azor will push them back. Now, hopping on to the credits that you want to give.
Oh man. If we're looking this gameplay instead of the last gameplay, like CP is looking like a complete different team. They playing together, they knowing when to engage, where to engage, how to engage. They just playing with like a synergized team and not like random team like they did in the last game, which Azure right now has a few problems with to deal with.
Hold on, one of them is going to be the shortcut right now. Champagne stopped up instantly. Will be hopping back because of the Yugi shadows up in front. The tier 1 up top is going to be pushed up. Yaklim easily takes it down now. No one is going in for any kind of full engage out here, but as soon as I say it, you have the Phobius bonking on top of them. Miko will be pushed back. No trades whatsoever from either side though, but still Krabova Petty have got that 1000 gold lead.
Oh man.
Anakoji. Anakoji has got the brilliance ready. Those should be a-okay. Should be fine. A lot of long range pokes coming in from Azor thanks to the Bat's impact and the Rhapsody.
Is your prediction still the same after we're seeing this gameplay right now?
I mean, it is kind of changed up in favor of Crabova Petty though, but they're only one final slash away from being wiped out.
But I need to say, right now I understand why they did ban the phobies in the first game, because we're seeing like the impact from the phobies in this game.
Yeah, we also saw that right now with the shortcut being put in. Zane has to go back. Dangerously low in that HP was picked up by the Sanguine Claws, but now since the Lord is up, the pit is being controlled by Azor. They're not that far behind, and No Sense is still alive.
Oh man. But I need to say the Sicilian is hurting a lot.
Oh my god! Instant burst on the first one as well. They want to try and catch the rest of the people. Phobias bonking up all the way onto their faces, but look at Mako. Stuck up between three, gets taken down. Haru is able to get a double for himself as well. Backline out, open. Look at Haru dashing in on their faces. Kate is being taken down as well by No Sense. The fight has turned on its head.
Oh man. Okay, but right now Azor is taking the game back. They have now the Free Lord, they have no possibility to engage. The only possibility would have been if Chip would have been like teleporting to the Lord, opening up his ultimate, and the Joy is able to steal the Lord with the Red Ring. But that's something you need to master, and I wouldn't think that Azor would let them steal this Lord actually, because I think this would be a fight for their lives to get this Lord actually from both sides. But I still need to say, even though CP is playing it very good in this game, when we're looking for the side of Azor, they have the Sicilian and they have the Granger. And both heroes of them, especially in the late game, are huge menaces. So I think, even though CP is playing it good right now and not like in the last game, I think this game will go for Azor.
Here's the thing, right? Even though you've got the chip picked up, the big problem is that No Sense and DJ have got that range advantage on you, so they will constantly poke you down, and chip does not work well against poke. So that is kind of tough to deal with. While Mako on the other side, yes, there is Anakoji to burst him down along with Yarklim, but there is no one to hold him in his place. So it is Cortez who has been creating problems for him by constantly bonking on top, but this is what I was talking about. Zane just has to escape by dropping down that shortcut. He cannot sustain through any of that poke. He will be taken down instantly. Cortez needs to be that main front line for the team first.
Oh man, it's hard. It's hard to watch. Ah, they played it so well. They played it actually so well.
Oh, final slash onto Anakoji, forcing out the brilliance there with the Sanguine Claws in the backline will push them in the inhib. Just to take down those tier 2s, and now Crabova are caged in their base again.
I need to say, this Arlott is doing such a great job. Always with his engages, he's doing it so well. Because no matter how good they engage, they make it so well. If we're watching for the builds right now, I don't like the... I really don't like the fleeting time on the chip right now. I mean, sure, it's good, like for the cooldown of the ultimate, but I think chip is not tanky enough right now, which is a huge problem, because the frontliner of them is dying too fast. Well, if we're looking for the Granger, almost full build, which makes him very strong. It makes him very strong. He can burst down these enemies so easily, so fast, and that's like a very huge problem for the side of CP.
Plus, they're not even able to make enough plays with a shortcut in order to utilize that fleeting time as much as possible, right? Haru on the other side of the spectrum. Oh, hold on a second. Cortez eventually getting caught out there in open, will be bursted down. No support for him whatsoever. The back line is open. Yarklim is just trying to dash away with the Traceless. Uses up the flicker as well to survive with the brilliance popped out. Now they've got nothing to survive. May will be able to sustain through all of that as Shame will shut them down.
I think that's the
Lord
game
is
actually.
open yet again, but they don't want to go for it.
I really need to say I don't think that CP is able to defend this right now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough though. But the Mountain Choker used up just to clear out the wave as well. A burst onto the J, instantly
it?
finishing him off. 10 more seconds for the rest of them to hop up. The only reason why Krabova survived this is because their side lanes are pushing towards Azor.
They did it actually very good. I mean, if we're looking for it, the Joy went in with the dash. She just went in, taking out the Retribution, taking out the minions, and for free, they could easily defend it. I mean, it was a bit hard for the side of Azor to go in and finish this game like this. I mean, in my opinion, I thought they could easily finish this game, but as the Joy proved us wrong, or proved me wrong, she were too good in defending this. She just jumped in, killing the minions, and it was a free defense.
In the straight up 5v5 fights, Azor are a bit better than Krabova Petty. Have to pick people off first and then go for the fight. Mako trying to hop in on the faces. Lane is going to be stunned up. Bilton is dealing a decent bit of damage though onto his HP, so that is quite tough now with Yugi Shadow Gale popped out. Brilliance has been forced too. Bottom inhibitor will be dealt with. No tower left apart from just the one in the top. Krabova still out, clubbed up together to go in for the defense. Sanguine Claws for the initiation. Now here's the thing. Azor will wait for the Sanguine Claws of DJ to land first, and then they'll go in with a flicker final slash play from Haru. And that is what is going to catch Krabova Petty off guard.
I think so too.
Alright,
But it's still, they first of all need to even be able to get these engages.
Oh! Sanguine Claws out in the middle of them all. Jay will have to hop back in with the final splash now being forced out. That is kind of a reckless engage, but still, No Sense goes in for the unstoppable. Mako will be taken down for the trade. Everyone out in the open. No Sense will get the immortality with the Rose Gold Meteor popped up. He will sustain through it. All the bombs being thrown at him by Cortez. And the triple kill may be turned into a maniac. Make it a salvage as No Sense will shut them all down. And Azor will close out the series 2-0.
Very great. We saw even the Savage in this game. I'm very happy. I mean, I feel a bit sorry for CP that they weren't able to come back into the game, but still, they did their best. They did everything they could to prove wrong that they are playing good as a team, which they actually did. They didn't play bad. They played very good together. And as we see right now, global 12 Phobius player. So now I definitely understand the Phobius ban in the first game. But still, we need to say if we're just looking for these gold difference, for these items, it was so sure this Granger will run through them, take them all out, especially with the space Alot and Tilda were making and giving him. So it was actually a very great game for the side of Azor again.
The final slashes, man, they were the major problems to deal with. And as much as the chip worked out decently in the early game, they could not make any major plays on the back of that in that late game. That was the kind of problem, right? Because yes, Ionokoji is playing that Lunox who has got a ton of damage, but you need to set the Lunox up for success. You need someone who can feed her those kills so that she can snowball out of control into that mid game. But that did not happen. And Champagne almost every single time had that free reign to hop on the back line from whichever angle he possibly could. Yaklim was also trying to sustain through his own lane as well, thanks to the blood floods, but did not really help him out in towards that late once he needed to hop in to go for those engages, right? Because both No Sense and DJ were trying to create that gap. That was one of the big reasons why they were also able to isolate Cortez on that Phobius in that later stages of the fight, and eventually leading to the Savage of No Sense, since he did not even die even once. That is quite a performance from the line.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the performance, especially for the Alot, I really want to give shoutouts to the Alot because he made such great engages with his ultimate. It was actually very huge. And that's something I want to point out because he did it very good, especially on if I remember it right, it was like on minute 3 or minute 4 on the blue buff from the enemy side. They tried to, no, it was on his own side. CP tried to engage and invade them out on the blue buff. They made a very huge engage, and then Arlot with the 4 or 5 man ultimate made very huge disengage, and which lead them, actually gave them very much space in the game.
True. I kind of like the way how they played as well, right? And even though the early game was being taken by Crab over Pity early on, Azor did not really give that up. They were fine giving away that early game, realizing that they have got the Sicilian who will not have that much priority in the early, but once the mid game hits, once we move towards that late game, that's when those bats impact will start to hit you like a truck. And adding with the lightning truncheon onto the mix, it was kind of working out well. On the other side of the spectrum, though, like going ahead with the wishing lantern so early on, still a fair item. But again, with that mid lane, you need the glowing wand as the first one. And if you're playing Lunox, I kind of feel that you need those early burst items like either the Holy Crystal or the Lightning Truncheon or maybe even the Genius Wand to try and set that snowball effect up. And now, since all of them were not there, it kind of delayed the farm of Anakoji even further, which eventually led him to not having enough damage with the Brilliance, right? Because in the late game, you cannot stay in the Chaos form. You will be bursted down if you're found out like that. So you have to go for the Brilliance. And he did not have enough burst at that point.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely completely agree with you. But as we still mentioned, both teams played very good. Now we're going to see a best of 3 between Bolt Forces and Invictus T1, my mans. So I really expect a lot. I don't know the side of Bolt Forces, but I know Invictus. They will be a huge enemy, no matter who they will face from the side of Bolt Force. So I can tell you we can expect a lot of good gameplay, a lot of good engagement. Oi, okay, never mind. I know the sides of both forces. They're also not bad players. They're also very good players. So it actually will be pretty huge game, I think. Both teams, both sides are playing very good. But if we're seeing the side of Sankai, he's my GOAT, the Fran's GOAT after Zettel. And Yumi also very good mid laner playing the Daye. I don't know if he's going for the gold lane, for the jungle. He's also very strong player. I played a long time with him.
Yep.
I need to say he carried me almost every single game. So
Now
I don't
I
know.
see why you're at the Mythic 60 star, huh?
Not this season, my man. Yeah, Stonex also very good player, but still, I don't know how all of them playing right now, but for the side of Invictus, they need to put very much against them, because I know how Onoki is playing, I know how Sankai is playing, I know how Gyumi is playing, how Zettel is playing. Baby Nikki, I don't know how he's playing, I need to be honest. But the side of Invictus, they definitely know how to play. And if I'm looking just for the names of both forces, they also know how to play. So I think it will be like, this could be really like a 3-1 game, like 2-1 game in this series of this best of 3. So,
Just
but
excited to
let's not
see
let's
that. Yeah. Go
my
ahead.
bad. Let's not just talk about the players. Let's also talk about the draft. They banning the Fanny. Zettel Fanny is a very goated. He pushed it in the last seasons very much. He's very strong Fanny player. The Eve ban as well for the Zuchin ban, Freya ban, Baxia ban. Everything is understandable bans. Also the Valentina ban. They can take out the Sora, giving up the Sora actually for Baxia ban. I don't know if they are comforts, but as much as I know Onoki, he is able and comfortable to play against Sora. We're seeing on the side, that's something I would have predicted. The Geneva pick of Zettel, he's pushing it very much in the season. He's playing it very good, so that's something I would have really expected. Yeah, the side Kimi, also like, I think you can never do something wrong with picking her. Zetian is also very huge mid laner. These are mid laners. I would also ban the Kimi Zetian. So yeah, if I'm looking for Sankai,
Yeah.
if we're looking for the roam picks, there's everything open right now. There's actually everything open. I mean, both sides pick the mid lane, the jungle, the gold lane, the XP lane right now, so there are still many picks open. You can pick the Lapu Lapu, you can go for the Yuzong, you can still go for the Grok, you can go for the Chu, which is in favor of Sankei, because he's playing Chu also a lot. So I'm actually very excited on how the draft will come out, what draft these both teams decide to go for, and how they will play it against each other in the end.
Now here's the thing, since you've got up the Kimmy, right, you're kind of going in for that
They call me a hero
composition.
because I saved my
Rather
nation
want to pick
from
something
falling
that can
apart.
soak up a lot of damage from go Dirty Dana, Deft onto that Claude. So I think so maybe they're going to go for a bit of a tanky route instead of going in for something that has got a pick off. Locking into that ESEL Shindo is going to be that goal in clarity since the Claude was locked in on the other side. Now Harley seems to me like a target ban.
This land is our homeland,
Your
and it
team
will
is
soon be
banned.
our burial ground.
I wouldn't say a target ban, because if we're looking for the drafts right now in the rank, in MPL and everything, Harley is also right now a jungler that get picked, because he has such a great burst damage, especially in the late game. He just need to show up 1 second and you're already dead.
Is banning.
So I don't know if it's a target ban. I don't know like the side of both forces that well, but that's something I said about Onoki with his Lapu Lapu and Yuzong, both of them getting banned. So yeah, I think both teams did their work and know what the other people from the other teams are playing, so they can trying to pick off these picks that they won't get it, going for the bans. But yeah, let's see which are the last 4 picks.
Team is picking.
Alright, CC being picked up. Pretty solid one here. It's going to work really well against the Sora while also locking in a couple of people together. And I think so maybe Invictus can pick up the high loss. You've got the Kimmy already. You need something pretty tanky to sustain up in front. And that glorious pathway is going to be helping you out with the mobility as well, considering you've got a heavy kiting composition. Now on the other end of the spectrum, locking in with the multiple dive, with the Claude, with the Sora, you also add on to the Khalid, making sure that you've got a proper front line to work with. Now the jungler is going to be the question. Another diver in the form of Haya. It's going to be really nice though, but all he needs to be careful of is going to be that curtain call. Because if Onoki catches him, then that's it for Hayabusa.
Yeah, I think Grok is right now one of the best choices probably. Maybe Agato as well, but it will be still hard, because if we're looking for just for the side of both forces, they have a Khalid, they have a Hayabusa, they have the Claude, they have the Zetian ultimate, they have the Sora, so they have very much to dive. They can easily dive these enemies. They have very much engagement skills, so they have everything to engage. While the side of Invictus, they got the Grok. They got like more on the damage. They are like more focused on the damage, because if we're looking for the Kimmy, for the YSS, it's like more the type of damage output than engagement. They also have like the dive composition with the Grok, the CC, the YSS, Kimmy, Genevieve. So I think both teams are actually like capable of doing the same things, because both teams can engage very fast, they can dive very fast, they can come out very fast. So I think this will be like a very intense gameplay actually.
It's all going to fall down to how well your damage dealers can kite. Deft going in with a Purifier onto that Claude will dive in on the enemy's backline with his teammates, while Onoki will try to hop in onto them, and the rest of the members will try to kite, including Yumi and baby Nikki. Ladies and gentlemen, we are hopping in onto the second best of 3, the second semi-finals here. It's Ball Force showing up for the second appearance, taking on Invictus, but also showing up for the second time out on these Sunday FastCups. Let's see which one of them will take the lead.
But now again, the most important question: which team you will give the point in this first game?
Both the drops are pretty good now, to be honest. It depends on how well they execute. Hold on, playing. Had to burn up the flicker because of that burst. Instantly hopping in a bit too close to that tower.
I mean, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it this on the Khalid. I mean, he were forced to use his flicker that fast, which isn't that good for the side of him. But also for the side of both forces, they were able to poke down this Kimmy pretty easily and pretty much.
top. Gonna try and push Baby Nikki back. And a good freeze coming in from Deft as well. Hopping in onto the top just to break that freeze. Down in the bot, Onuki will poke out Stonix as much as possible while freezing the waves in his favor. And this is what Grok offers as well. A wave freeze right from the first finish, which gives you the advantage already that you have in that pinning lane. With that, I think so Invictus might have that slight bit of advantage, but out in the mid lane, maybe the back and forth might not continue along as ZL opts into absolutely nothing.
I think actually the Genevieve can be a huge threat in this game. Because as soon as he hits a dash one time, you're cooked. You're actually completely cooked.
Oh, Dirty Diana had to burn out the flicker as well, but guess what? You don't really need to land the spatial migration to get that knock up. All you need to do is just get your skills on point, and that's exactly what's happening, not to one but also to playing. Finished off instantly in the Yugi shadow kill in between 4 people. It would not matter. That's a 3-4-0 trade, and Invictus looking in hotshot form. Hold on. The Thunder form used up by Stonix, but again that individual play being made. Just a flicker being burnt up from Sankai.
Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm definitely sorry to disappoint you, but it's not a 3-0, it's a 4-0. And we need to say Invictus is doing it very good. I mean, they're using the diving skills, they're taking out like the objective skills. They're not going for the people who are like focusing the CC as they did. They just went for the mid lane and the back lane, took out the back lane, and afterwards they went for the Hayabusa, the Khalid. And that's something very good. They did it actually pretty good with who they're going to focus first, is like the most important to take out first, where they have the like opportunity to make a kill, where they have the opportunity to get something from. And that's something I really need to respect for the side of Invictus, because they did it very good in this game.
And the fact that Onuki out here right now, you know, the micro play, still able to steal away the crab, denying any kind of EXP as well to Stonix. These are the kind of little things that eventually stack up and then help your team in for a big win. Zedel is probably going in for the damage right now early on onto that Gwynny. Probably the concentrated energy. And now Deft has to hop back. He's going to be waited out pretty well though, out alone. Uses the BMI, but the wall just stops him instantly. The Phoenix Fury came in a bit too late to help him out. Invictus with a 5-0 opening.
And one quick side I'll tell you after the fight.
I mean, it's just a slaughter right now up in mid. They want to brute force their way, just bullying the members of all forces. They're not able to do anything up in the open. Zedel popping in onto the passive of Dirty Diana, but it's going to be on cooldown for this turtle fight now. And guess what? On the back of that, you also force out the flicker. And that is a 2-man knock-up with the spatial migration. Zedel will make sure to get at least 1 out of the 2. But it's both of them stolen away by his roamer and the mid lane. But who cares about that? He'll get the free turtle.
I actually expected like this game to be like not like this one-sided. I really expected it to be like both-sided and not like focus on this one team, you know.
Sonic Saint surviving that 3-man gang. He just had nothing to do there. And it's a full gold shield at the bottom lane taken down, and I'm pretty sure they'll be able to push it right away.
One quick side information for you, as I just wanted to mention before. In case that Invictus is going to win this game, or like this best of 3, we see Azor against Invictus, which are both teams that scrimmed a few times against each other already.
Oh,
so
and that is
both teams
big.
So both teams already know each other.
It's gonna be a good call out there though, but for that to happen, I think so you're already seeing the signs of it right now as Yume gets that double kill as well up in mid now. Stonix need to survive, but that Guardian's barrier is a hell of a good play. Forcing out Stonix to use the shifting skies to get the movement speed and run away. 12-0 and Invictus are controlling everything.
I mean, if we're looking for the items, we see the Sky Pierce already from the Kimmel. We're seeing the tankiness going to build right now from the CC. We're seeing the tankiness from the Grok. While the side of Bold Forces is still building the first items. We see the Demon Hunter on the Cloud, pretty good. But I don't think they have enough to put against the side of Invictus right now. We're seeing like a 7k gold lead for the side of Invictus. Pretty huge, especially after 6 minutes. They're taking every turret right now they can. And we said it already in the draft. Both teams have like a very huge rotation or like diving draft. But if we're looking for Invictus, they're doing it much better. They're playing the draft they have much better as the side of Bold Forces, like they could have doing it.
As I said, all they really needed was a proper frontline, and I was thinking of the high lows, but a Grok is even better. Getting that potential of those setups as well. Now down towards bottom lane. It's going to be a big trouble. Guardians Battle put up Diana to flicker out of the harm's way. And this leaves Sora open. Instantly taken down. Stonix though, but the answer back by playing is there. Winter Crown to dodge all of the Yugi shadow kills, but it doesn't matter. He lasted longer than the Crown's 3 seconds.
That's
Good
a very
retaliation from Bald Force.
very huge comeback right now from the side of Bold Forces. They were able to get back like 4k gold, which is pretty huge. They were able to take the turrets, maybe going for the invades right now, maybe taking some enemy jungle creeps from the side of Zettel. So they have pretty much options right now open. And if we already mentioned, both teams have a good draft. So it's not only because Invictus like won the early game that they will win the mid and the late game. Because if we remember the previous games we casted together, or the previous days we casted together, mostly the games where the one team were like completely cooking in the early game, they lost in the late game. So I'm really excited to see if it will be the same thing over here, or if Invictus is able to like pull off the feat they had in the early game and play the whole game as good as they did in the early game.
Now on the back of it. Into this mid to late game now. I think the Bald Force still have got that opportunity, right? Because Deft, yes, even though he's died 3 times, once he get that Trinity, he'll be able to take down Gyumi on the Kimmy. Because let's be honest, as good of a kiting ability Kimmy has, if a Claude with a full 5 stacks hops on top of you, then it's gonna become really difficult. And he's not that far behind in levels as well. It's 10 levels for Gyumi, 9 for Deft, so he'll not be bursted down that very easily. Bald Force will look for those openings now. A bit of overextension that came in from Invictus was punished previously. So they're also looking to work around with right now. And the Lightning Truncheon from Dirty Diana is gonna help him get towards that tied bit of the burst as well. Gyume used up the flicker as well to dodge the shifting skies, with the backline now open. Instantly taken care of by the Yugi Shadow Kill. And this is the play which I was mentioning. Knockup came in from ZL, but it doesn't matter. Hayabusa should be taken down, but the last second Yugi Shadows helping him sustain and run away. That's big. Flicker tech charge used up, but now that free engage could be punished up because playing is hopping in with the team. Sankai gets taken out. Vengeance used up by Onuki to take down Dev will be successful in that, but Raging Sandstorm is on top of his face. Zedel will hop out with the spatial migration. Stonix wants to catch him, but doesn't have the flicker to work with. This is the turnaround which we both were talking about.
Yeah, but I think this actually was a very wasted flicker on the side of Khalid.
Hold on. That's a big shutdown by Gyume. We've got the Sky Piercer stacking up as well. Now the Lord is going to be opened up. That means Adele can eventually hop in to steal this one away. And he'll manage to do that too. The Yugi Shadow Kill did not work out in his favor. And it's Invictus instantly coming back up.
Nah, Zedel, I need to say it, Zedel is definitely the GOAT in the Retribution. He will definitely steal it if he's possible to go for it. For the people who know Zedel, he's such a good jungler, he's such a good Retribution, so I really expected it from him to steal it.
Now, he had a full-fledged opening up, man. That was the big reason. Playing taken down by the Violet Requiem. Eventually, the whole game turning around on its head yet again. Level 11. Finally 12 achieved by the Hayabusa. So now you will have all of the shadow slashes of the Yugi Shadow Kill, which could be a bit of a problem for Gyume and the rest of the people. But as long as Sankai stands as the frontliner, they'll be totally fine.
Yeah, I think it depends right now on how good is Zedel playing, how good is Sankai playing, and how good is Onoki playing to protect like the damage dealers like Nikki and Yumi.
Go out in the back line, a good pull back away, coming in from the traction pulse. Dirty Dan survives through that. The knockup by the tech charge, no one to follow up on that. Inhibitors will stand, just thanks to the holy defense that came in the holy shields. But now they are cased into their inhibitors, so it's going to be tough.
Oh, it looks tough, but as we mentioned, both teams playing very good. Both teams were able to turn around the game. Both teams made their re-engages, made the engages, went for the kills, went for the objectives, and both teams doing it very good. It's not seeming like one-sided like in the last games, but it's looking still more sided for Invictus than both forces. But I think, especially in the late game, with the damage of the Zetian in the late game, the stun, the damage of the Claude, they can do pretty much in the late game.
Oh, Stonix getting caught out there. A 5-man stun thanks to the Fury Phoenix. But in the back line, you've got the Blazing to it. Almost catching all of them, but zones out Gyume, who will be hopping back in as playing cannot survive in that sustain, even though he popped in. PS2 of that Khalid. Almost trying to catch the rest of the people, but they'll all be running away with the last bit of HP.
Oh man, this game is intense. I actually need to say this game looks very intense. It's even hard to say who will take the win in the end. Normally I have like one team where I would say, okay, this team is going to win, even though I not want like to be too overconfident. But in this game, actually, in my opinion, both teams have the chance to still win after the 13th minute. I mean, Invictus, we're seeing it playing very good, but also Bold Force. They taking out the kills where they can, going in for the engages where they can.
Nice play yet again. You take down Stonix. Has been caught up multiple times now, and this is the reason why Invictus did not ban the Sora. They do not mind the Sora going to the other side because Gyume.
Yeah, but I think also the problem for the side of Bold Forces is for the most engages of the Sora or the most tries of the Sora, he's always alone instead of with his team. And I think that's also like a huge point in this game where I need to say that Bold Forces should focus more on the team play instead of like playing alone.
That definitely is something which they might want to focus on. I mean, they've got pretty decent play with the Raging Sandstorm, but even after that, they're not able to get all of that into fruition. Hold on, that is a big knock-up. A nice pick-off onto the Hayabusa right before the Lord marches down in the bottom lane. And that means you do not have that Season 30 to clear out those creeps. And a knock-up coming in as well. Purify being popped in into the Blazing Duet. But another knock-up onto the face with the spatial migration. Deft gets taken down. And it's all down to just the Sora to try and sustain. But Stonix will be taken out. Traction Pulse pulls back playing. And the Crystal opened up, destroyed as Invictus soared through the first game.
Holy crap. It was actually pretty good. I need to say I really like the gameplay of Invictus, but also of Bold Forces. Even though they weren't able to make the game like as they could have doing it. But we need to say the rotation, and that's where I'm seeing like the training with the coach in the team, on the 5-2s, on the scrims, which Invictus is doing every day. They actually playing every day together. They focusing on the training. They focusing on getting better, and that's what we've seen here. They played so well together. They made like barely misengages. They always went in, took out the kills, took out the engages, went for the right invades, went for the right tower dives, and that's something I really need to respect from my team because they really did it very good.
It worked out really well for them, right? And those knockups coming in from ZL, they were super good. And I'm pretty sure you'd probably want to deny that Guinevere to him this time around if you're Bold Foes, because you cannot deal with that again and again. Guess what? Because he's using the Guinevere to the utmost strength.
I think they will go definitely for the Grok and Genevieve ban right now. Like, if they're not picking it themselves, I think they will going for the ban. Because Zenith's Genevieve were actually too good. Same for the Grok of Sankai. I need to appreciate both of them. I mean, the whole side played very good of Invictus, but if we're looking for it, Genevieve made very many good engages. Same for the Grok. So pretty good.
And the fun fact is now you don't really need the spatial migration to get those knockups on the other side. If they're already knocked up, you can just tap into the Violet Requiem and it will keep on knocking them up as well. You land in 3 of your skills, you get those 3 stacks on their faces, then you can pop in the ultimate again to get the exact same effect. Which was the reason why Deft was picked up in that last fight. Because he had to pop in the Purifier first to hop away from the Violet Requiem, and then when he popped in the Blazing Duet, he was caught by the spatial migration. And if you can catch the running Claude like that, yeah, I'm pretty sure you'd rather ban it out though. But they still prioritize the Sora ban before anything. And the next one should be Jushin.
I also will go for the Zukshin ban. I think they won't like give the side of Invictus a Zukshin. Or in general, I wouldn't give anyone a Zukshin because Zukshin is like a too strong mid lane. You can do so much with her, so it will be it will be your own fault if you're going to lose because you left the enemy's Zukshin open.
So ban it out. He was already banned up on the other side. I think so. It should go down to the Leo mod again. Maybe the Grok though. Yeah, I think so. The Grok should be coming in by ball force. I cannot let that go into the hands of Sankai again.
My tail's been itching for a real fight.
So I wouldn't give it to Sankai again as well because he did it actually very good. As we just mentioned, he played it so well in this game, so I also don't want to give it to him again.
At the same time, Invictus going in with the Kalia ban.
Yeah, but I need to see right now what they can ban because everyone, and I think this is not going only for Invictus, this is going for both teams. I think both teams have in huge hero pools, so no matter what they're going to ban, every one of them has like heroes they can
Hold
pick.
on. Fanny is open.
Fanny is open, Grok is open, but the question is, will he go for a Fanny here? That's like a huge question because Fanny is sure pretty strong and you can play it very well, but it's also like pretty easy to counter, you know?
That is true, and that's why they kind of prioritize the Valentina first. All thanks to the buff onto the magic items, she's dealing a ton of damage. Kind of annoys you at the last second. On the other side, in order for Valentina to not be that useful, now you're kind of forced to pick up certain picks which do not give her that much value on the ultimates. So you can't really go for a Grok here, otherwise the tech charge will be picked up. You need to go with something that is not useful for the Valentina.
Yeah, that's something like why I think it's pretty hard to go for Valentina first pick. Because if the enemies are picking heroes with ultimates which won't have the use for Valentina, which we don't need to talk about in this game because she already got the Grok and the Zetian ultimate, it's pretty hard to play Valentina actually. But we see right now they're giving the Grok, they're taking the Grok, they're taking the Zetian. So 2 ultimates already for the Valentina, which are pretty good. They're going in for the Khalid, also the pick of Sankai. I really like to play with. So, but it seems like they're changing the drafts a bit. Because if we're seeing for the last game where Bolt Forces had the Khalid and Invictus had the Grok, which changed right now to the different teams. I don't know like how much this will change the gameplay right now.
I will reforge this world.
So this is the idea of Bald Forces just overwhelm Yume with a ton of good ultimates so that he probably gets confused as to what he needs to pick up. These are the 2 ways of actually countering the Valentina. Either don't give her a good ultimate or give her so many good ultimates that kind of creates those problems.
Talent.
Leo Mort, since it was locked in by Zidel, the Guinevere comes in for the answer. Now it's gonna be the ban phase yet again. It's the same 3 picks, so whatever you decide to ban, you're also hampering your own hero pool right now, and both of the teams would need to focus on that.
Yeah, but that's something actually they trying to go now for the Guinevere while Zettle's going for the Leomord. I think both picks are pretty good, especially also Leomord. We already talked about it before, and the Guinevere we saw in the last game of what she's capable of doing. So I think both picks are pretty good, but it's still the question which team is like more capable of using their own draft for this matchup, and who is like capable of doing more, going for the invading, going for the dives, taking out the kills, taking out the turrets. That's like a very huge important question we hopefully going to see into the game.
Magic is my life.
It's a hardest ban. I was kind of expecting a Claude on the other side, because Invictus kind of need that late game insurance, unless Ball Force want to pick a Claude for themselves. Since the carry has been banned now, you don't even have the Harith to deal with. Claude
Yeah,
will
but
have fun time into that gold lane.
I need to interrupt you with this actually, because I know Baby Nikki playing Harith, and for the draft of both forces, if we're seeing an Harith dashing around over there, it's pretty hard for Guinevere to catch. It's pretty hard for Zetian to poke him. It's also pretty hard for a Grok to use his skills against him. So actually I think that Harith was a good ban for the side of both force.
Come on, Dexter. It's our showtime.
And they also lock in the Claude, picking up the next best in line after the Ascension was taken care of. Now there's a chance. Oh, definitely not a Leslie here though. Granger seems like a decent call. You've got that range to work up with. But for Onoki, can go in for the CC yet again though, but I'm thinking something along the lines of either a Yuzhong or a Lapu Lapu. You have a good dive, you might as well want to go in for the Yuzhong as well to work with, or maybe a Lapu Lapu just so you don't have to deal with the annoying passive of the Zetian.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to say. I like the Alice pick here, but I think if the Guinevere is able to catch him with the Claude nearby, they will be able to poke him down pretty quickly actually. But I think that's for everyone on the side of Invictus. If they get catched by the Guinevere with the Claude nearby, I think every one of them will be poked down pretty easily.
What do you pick something else to hop in? Alright, you're going for the Lucas. I'm liking what they're trying to cook here, Bald Force, because if I remember, it was them only last time picking up the Lucas and making it work, which helped them secure a big win now. But the big thing is, I believe last time Stonix was on that Vengeance. This time he's decided to go in for the Petrify to get that extra bit of control onto them.
Okay, I don't know when I ever saw Lucas with Petrify, not gonna lie. But I need to say it's again another good ultimate for the side of Valentina she's able to get, you know. Okay, but now, most important question. Who will win this game?
I don't know, man. I think so. Invictus have got a straightforward win condition, and with the Alice that they logged in, they'll have a straightforward dive onto the backline with a couple of layering thanks to Sankai, and then Zedel will be hopping in to just clean up the field, while Bald Forces who are playing onto the red side, people, if they get that chain CC in, thanks to the Phoenix Fury, thanks to the spatial migration of Guinevere, it is possible that they would be the ones to take control of this game. But the early snowball would be the name of the game as we move into the Land of Dawn for the second time, potentially the last as well.
But as we already know, we won't hope that it will be the last time for these two teams today. I mean, but I like the poke from the Alice on the Lucas already in the early game. That's pretty huge. We're seeing Zedel taking down the Leto creep, also pretty huge. I actually would have liked if the Khalid would have got the green creep over there. That would have been actually pretty insane.
They are trying to get those early fights against Gwen. But the main focus is going to be up on top, right? Because again, Lucas not really getting a ton of farm there, but he's still somehow managing to keep up with the level of Onoki. And that is what matters. Because here's the thing, if Onoki wants to poke away Stonix, then he has to use his skills. And once he does that, the minions will get cleared up eventually. And that is going to be the key
we need to say
survival condition.
Yeah, but we need to say Stonix needs to be playing very carefully right now. Because she's pretty low, and especially for the turtle fight, which is coming up in a few seconds, it will be a huge problem if he's too low. But okay, he's got back his full HP, so pretty good actually. I didn't expect that actually. And we're seeing both teams taking positioning on the mid lane already for the turtle fight. But it's a question for who the turtle fight will go on. I mean, Valentina with the Grok ultimate right now. Alice has a pretty huge ultimate as well, especially for a turtle fight like this.
True. So it's broke down a bit though, but that is the big flicker ultimate which you talked about with the Phoenix Fury coming into the clutch as well, trying to save the lives of Adele as he runs away with quite a low HP. The shockwave blast used up by Stonix, Sankai will be able to sustain through that. Thanks for the quick sand guard, but now he's still out, living alone, will be zoned out as Onoki shuts him down. Did not allow him to go at all as this 4v4 turned into a win for Invictus.
Okay, I didn't expect
Baby
it.
Nikki. Baby Nikki will be taken out. That's the 1v1 down in the bot lane, Def with the trade.
Okay, I need to say I didn't saw this flicker ultimate of Valentina coming. I didn't saw that coming. But it was so insane. Holy sh... It was so good. Oh man, but... Bold faces need to look out right now. Because otherwise they will be completely getting cooked in this game again.
Yep. Just trying to hold it all down. On the other end of the spectrum, a very deep wave clear coming in from Onoki, and it will help him to go in for those rotations as well. Wait, cleared up by Dirty Diana, and they're starting to annoy the Guinevere into her own jungle, going 0-2-0. Not the best start now as they all hop in over towards there, forcing out the Blazing Duet as he goes in to try and take the fight onto Nikki, knocked back as well. Went in a bit too deep. That's twice the Granger has fallen, and this is not the best start for Invictus in that lane. So we're gonna be hopping back in towards that mid where Gyumi and the Grok ultimate. He was the one who eventually set things up for the team during that previous turtle fight, so Invictus will have to be careful about that. I want to have a look at those first few items because Onoki picking up the Radiant Armor is there for that extra bit of sustain. Stonix is now being zoned out. You're gonna be picking up the War Axe pretty soon for Zedel, Gyumi locking in the Lightning Truncheon. Now this is what I normally talk about, that extra bit of damage. Knowing there's a Lucas on the other side, there's a Guinevere on the other side, they still want to go in for that burst damage instead of the anti-heal.
Oh man, I need to say both teams playing it already again pretty good.
Trying to zone out Stonix there, low on that HP. Still has got the Sacred Beast form. And he's going to be going in with the Unleash the Beast as well, but look at the back line. Gwen bursted down in a second, though Gyumi was low in the HP as now Stonix will hop in with the backline with a 3-man knock-up. This could be big. Stonix hasn't been checked up previously as he still hops into the fight. Settle low, but will be able to survive. Onoki now the next on the chopping block. He hops into the enemy backline, sustaining through it all as the final slash will finish him off with the Dirty Diana. Hopping onto that poke. Man, they required the fury of the Phoenix to finally help them out with the sustain, but ZL hopping into the fight yet again, goes in with the momentum, trying to shut them down with Phantom Steed, will get the last, facing on Dirty Diana, and that burst, paired up with the Shadow Strike of Gyumi, just takes them both down.
I don't know if you saw this, but can we maybe real quick point out Sankai? When Gyumi went with the Flicker Grok ultimate on the Guinevere, she tried to jump out and Sankai just predicted her jump with his Flicker and took her out.
That is just Sankai things, man. Understanding your opponent and then playing and outplaying. Right now is the top lane 1v3 as Baby Nikki will barely breathe. Stonix almost catching down the Granger again, but Kyomi and Sankai were able to help him out.
Oh man. It looks much better like as in the last game. I think both teams playing pretty good right now, but it's still like as also in the last game. Invictus is playing a bit better, I think, because their engages are much more on point as the side of both forces. I mean, they also have good engages, but if we look for the turtle fights on how well Invictus is able to zone out these enemies on the turtle, it's pretty insane.
Big knock-up coming in right towards the bottom lane, but guess what? Onoki surviving through all of that. There is not enough damage on the other side now as Gyumi hops in. Def taking down a knock-up onto 2 as well as they have to run back. Playing answers back with a knock-up of his own. There's Dirty Diana hopping into the fight, trying to catch Gyumi, who will run away with the Arcane Shade. He hates that gap. And man, I'd have to give it to Onoki. He's been surviving through a lot of damage.
Yes, I actually think that this is a very huge problem for the side of the bold force right now, because Onoki, he's going into 3 or 4 enemies and just surviving. They are not they dealing the damage, but he's healing himself up so good that they can't even kill him.
Yeah, and guess what?
Never
Onoki,
mind.
as we talked about that, now he's gonna be falling down. Yeah,
Oh, man.
definitely.
I shouldn't have said it.
Items.
I shouldn't have said it. I jinxed it. I'm so sorry, Onoki, that I jinxed it.
Welcome to the club of the caster's curse.
Oh man.
Why to get here, but alright. Out in the mid, Sankai will clear the wave out for a big knock-up onto 2, and you combine it with the blazing to it as well as the tech charge. That is the wombo combo. Invictus eventually fell for Ball Force. A massive play, even though they were down in the goal, now are just 2k behind, but that is absolutely fine as Adele has been pushed back by Dirty Diana. Now with the HP being pretty low, he should be able to get her. And so he will. Even the Phoenix Fury was landed out. It did not really matter. Bit of an over-engage there by Ball Force, but it's fine.
Oh, man. I really would like to see Invictus win, but I think right now Bald Force is doing it better. I mean, 2 minutes ago I still said that Invictus is playing it better, but if we're looking for these engages from Bald Force, they have much more engagement skills as the side of Invictus. They have the Grog, they have Setian, they have Lucas, they have Genevieve. It's actually too much. It's actually very much, and it will be pretty hard for the side of Invictus to stay alive against these kind of engagements.
That is true, but guess what? Maybe Stonix hopping in out in the open could be a bit of a problem. But the knock-up coming in yet again onto as Stonix gets taken down. And finally we go in for the Violet Requiem. ZL pretty low in that HP, will still survive, running away on a slither. As it was a 1v2 against Deft, who gets taken down. A double for Onoki towards the backline. And it's only playing now remaining, but not for long, as Baby is just chasing him down. And it's a wipeout by Invictus.
Yeah, I mean, the Bold Forces has the possibilities for the engagement, but if they're not using it rightfully, it's sure that Invictus will cook them up.
Which is exactly what's happening right now.
I mean, Invictus got the Lord right now, but it's still, every turret passive is still up, so even they try to pop 1 or 2 of them right now, or they won't be able to use the Lord as good as they could have used it.
Oh, here's the thing. It's kind of like reminiscing about what happened in the previous game as well. It will be tough to deal with right now. 0-4 for the Gwen. I want to have a look at the items right before this Lord strikes the mid, just to see where exactly Invictus stand, because they are now 6k goal behind. No magic defense right now by playing, and that is why Valen is actually striking him pretty hard. Onoki is also doing the same thing.
Yeah, but just look at
The
this
crowd.
gold difference, especially on
Yeah.
Granger and Leomord.
That is one of the big reasons why Invictus are slowly getting that advantage back in their favor. The Lord will be defended well. They've got a good wave clear along with the Holy Shields, so no problems there. The next wave is going to be tough, though. There we go. Thorn of Ruin catching 3 in the back line. But a bit too zoned out there as the Phoenix Fury was used up to catch 1. Mega kill for Baby Nikki. But Sankai has been traded off as well. And that is Invictus winning out and successfully defending their base.
Yeah, Bolt Force was defending their base pretty good. I mean, Invictus, they made a very good engage. They tried their best, but I think the follow-up wasn't there, or... No, I wouldn't say the follow-up wasn't there, but... Bolt Force were, too fast to re-engage on this. Which made it pretty hard for the side of Invictus to, get something out of the engage of Onoki and Sankai. But it's still... I need to point out this Genevieve. She's 0-5 and she has the lowest gold in all of the game. I don't know if it's a comfort pick of her or if she just tried to be a Zettel in this game, but it's not that useful for her team as we saw from Zettel in the last game. I don't know, maybe it's not a comfort pick, maybe she just thought it's a good pick, but right now she doesn't put the effort in that she should have, because she can easily going in for the Granger, for the Valentina, because if we look for the side of Invictus, they don't have a Purify. And if we're looking just for an engagement skills on the side of Bolt Force, they have a Grog. Yeah, they have the Grog, they have the Zetian, they have the Genevieve, they have the Lucas. So they have so much CC, so much engagement skills, and Invictus not even using Purify, which is actually criminal, especially for the Granger. In my opinion, it's a must-have for him to use Purify in this game. But the side of Bolt Force is not even, showing them to use Purify, because they are not making that threat out of the team they could have.
Yomi just trying to zone out everyone out there as Tonix was being impersonated on the other side as he himself goes in with the Unleash the Beast, but did not really catch anyone. And I agree with your point. Maybe Nikki should have gone for the Purify here, considering the amount of crowd control there is on the other side. Phoenix Fury, Tech Charge, Spatial Migration. Even Stonix on that department has got a good amount of knockbacks. It's pretty annoying favor, to be honest. Now, though, the Spatial Migration yet again not landed onto Zedel as you've got to move back. But guess what? The Flicker Raging Sunstorm by Sankai will set his team up for success up top. As the mid inhib chipped down to pretty low HP, but the Lord still well defended. Playing will have to go back, as the Arcane Shade was dealing a ton of damage to him. The waves were not synced up for Invictus, and that's why Bolt Force are still standing up with 3 inhibs. But now the problem will begin. The mid one should fall. Thought of Rain in the backline. There is no way for Dirty Diana to survive. Yes, you've got to knock upon 2 people, but it doesn't matter. Low HP, 3 of them. There is no Cloud for your support. Shut down on Stonix as Baby Nikki gets taken down. Yome as well, now being finished off. With BMI onto their faces, it's a 3-for-2 trade, and Bolt Force will come back on top.
Oh man, that was such a great re-engage for the side of Bolt Force. They played it very good. I mean, if at first it looked very good for Invictus, they made a very huge engage, took out the Zetian, but afterwards Bolt Force were able to re-engage and made it very clearly that they won't finish the game over here. They don't want the game to finish here. They want to take the win as well, as much as Invictus want to take the win. And that's what they're showing off here. And that's pretty good, because I really like this. It's not an easy gameplay for any of these teams. Both teams need to fight for their life right now to win this game. For Invictus, it's not that much on the point as for Bolt Force, because Invictus has already the 1 win. If they win this game, they're in the next round. If Bolt Forces loses, they're out. But if Bolt Forces win, they need to play a 3rd game. And both teams want to take the win. Both teams want to come into the next round. So that's what they're showing us here. They're not letting Invictus going in, engaging them and saying, oh, hello, come kill us. No, they are doing everything they can to re-engage and make the best out of this team.
That is the big reason why they're still surviving. Sankai is there down bot. Def will just be BMI out of there. Safety net already dropped up previously as he now picks up the rose gold meteor as well. I don't think so he went in for the winter crown though. I don't want to see those items again.
Yeah, for sure.
The tech charge. Down bot though. Sonics could eventually be caught out. Maybe in an awkward position as he's being chipped down pretty low in that HP. He'll be hopping back after getting some HP back up. But there are no more ultimate to work with right now for this Lord fight. A flicker used up to get that knock up in, but the Winter Crown to maybe help sustain the Guinevere for a bit while. But guess what? Another flicker raising Sandstorm onto the faces, and with that an advantage landing in for Invictus will help them get this Lord as well uncontested. Maybe not for long. Onoki pretty low, will have to go back. No minions for him to heal though, but the Lord has been secured by Invictus again.
Oh man, I think it was a huge mistake of Lucas over there to let them engage on him like this, because Lucas needed to use his ultimate, which made a free Lord for the side of Invictus. If we're looking for the item build, Claude with the Trinity build, but I don't see the use of him right now. I don't see the engagement or pickups on the Granger, on the Valentina, but we also need to say the Granger full build, the Valentina almost full build, and here we see Zettel with the Leomord, half tanky, is like he's playing tankiness, damage, both is pretty good. Onoki with the full tankiness, so it's pretty hard for them to take out their picks because they are a bit too tanky in my opinion.
No inhibs remaining, so all they have to do is just hold their positions right now. No BMI for Deft as well for the next 5 to 6 seconds, but a big knock up out of the back line. Stornix follows up on it as Baby Nikki gets taken down. BMI along with Blazing Duet used up as Adele will be shut down too. A 3 for absolutely zero trade, and Ball Force are not giving up now. And they've got the best chance in the last 18 minutes to end this game and take us to game number 3.
Yeah, and I think this game will go to game number 3, because... Oh, never mind, they don't have the minion wave. The minion wave is just spawning right now. It's 15 seconds, the minions won't be fast enough. But if they would have had the minion wave over here, they could have easily finished, I guess. Or maybe not finish, but definitely get one of the inhibitor turrets.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was about to say as well. That maybe not the finishing blow, but definitely the inhibitors.
Oh man, but I don't know. Invictus need to think about something, because we always see Alice is going with the engage, stunning 1 or 2 enemies. Sankai tries to follow, and afterwards Lucas and Grok are completely going in for the backline of Invictus and cooking them up. So maybe they need to try to get out the Lucas at first, because he, in my opinion, he's not that strong of a hero, but right now he's doing a very great job, and I think he's like right now one of the biggest problems, especially in the team fights for the side of Invictus, because he's always engaging on the Granger, on the Valentina, on the backline, which makes a huge threat for them.
That has been a big help for Ball Force, I agree. And playing also, I won't steal away any kind of credit from him, because he has been landing in some nasty tech charges and constantly panning out where the rest of the people are going as well. So he's doing a phenomenal job onto that room. Look at him again. Dropping down that Guardian's barrier in the middle of nowhere, threatening a tech charge if in case Invictus decide to go for the engage. That has been the strength of this Grok.
But I need to say, I really need to point out Invictus right now, because they did it pretty good. Zettel were going for the Lord, while the rest of Invictus is going for the push on the top side. So they had the better positioning, started the Lord, and...
Alright, playing. Had to burn up his own flicker to try and run out of harm's way, but Onoki now chipped down pretty low in the HP. There's kind of back and forth happening in. Flicker forced out of Sankai as well, but the backline is open yet again, and it's exactly as you mentioned. The Shockwave Blast not really catching, baby. So he's going to be sustaining through that with the Fear of Phoenix used up, but now you have nothing to survive. Wind of Nature used up as well though, with the BMI that will try to run away as he shuts down Kyome, but guess what? Another immortality popped up. A 3-0. Swapped in for the Rose Gold Meteors as they now want to hop in for the end. Stonix, can you sustain through it all? Can you stop ZL from getting the HP back? Says no him. The fight continues. The Sacred Beast from Unleashed. Another immo popped up. The base is open as Gyome is hitting it right up. A minion low on HP. Stonix will get fun, but nothing more than that as Invictus close out the game.
Oh man, what a game. I think this was the most intense game I saw since I started casting for ESEL over here. I really need to point this out. This was huge. That was actually very good team play from both sides. I think which were the biggest problem for the side of Bolt Forest were the Genevieve pick, because as soon as we see here, she didn't have like the use she could have had. And that's, I think, was a huge problem. Because as we already mentioned, Granger didn't have the Purify, Valentina didn't have Purify. So actually, these would have been like 3 engages on the Granger. But I feel like she's not like that used to the Genevieve pick. And as we see on her like street ranked or ranked stats, she didn't play her that much. She played her maybe a few games, but not that much. Not that much to be like very confident on the zero, which made a huge problem for this team right now. Because huge shoutouts to Stonix, who played it very well. Also, the Grog played it very well, but it wasn't enough to put up against Invictus. Because we're seeing Zedel with a very great performance. Also, Sankai, very great in the performance. Onoki with his ultimates every single time hits his targets. Also, with very great in performance, and the same for the Granger. He pulled out the damage. He made everything he can. So I want to give the shoutouts to the side of Invictus, but also the side of Bolt Forces. They did their best they could. It was a 21-minute game, so both teams showed us that they want to take the win. Sadly, it went for the side of Invictus, but lucky for them. So yeah, I really appreciate both teams for joining, and especially Bolt Forces, which journey will end over here. Congrats to Invictus to coming into the next phase and going into the final game later. So I really appreciate it, and yeah, thanks Bolt Forces to joining and showing us what you guys can do. And maybe in the next time it will be better.
True. I mean, again, they've constantly been showing up here for the FastCups as well. So definitely we're going to be seeing them next time too. And it's always a learn. And that's what I always talk about, right? You either win or you learn. And this has been a learning curve for them. Considering on the other side, Invictus did a fantastic job winning it all out in that fashion that they did. This team looks really solid right now. And to be honest, I can't really wait to see that grand finals with Azor against them. It's going to be fun to witness. But if you had to go for the prediction, and I know that I'm kind of asking you a lot here, what is your prediction for the grand finals?
Okay, I need to say, as I mentioned, Invictus is my own team, so I'm also, even if I'm not in the main lineup, I'm also in the team. So it would be pretty hard if I'm going against them right now. I won't say that I want them to win, but I hope this will be an intense gameplay. As I already mentioned, and you know it, I always want to see 3 games, and I hopefully want that we're seeing today, not also 3 games in the best of 3. So yeah.
I mean, alright, that's kind of fair. To be honest, Azor also did a pretty solid job when they were playing, and I think so. It's going to be a pretty fun competition between both of them. But with the way how Invictus have shown their performance, that Gwyn jungle is kind of a problem to deal with. So it's gonna fall down to how well Azor eventually goes in with their own adaptations on the way. So it's going to be that one big idea where you get a read onto your opponent and then play or plan out against that. But this is the big thing. How are you going to read against Zedel, who's pretty solid on that Leo mode, who's already shown in how good he is onto that Guinevere. His Fanny is definitely a ban-worthy hero, especially if it's on the red side. There's quite a lot of things that are at play here. So, yeah, it's going to be tough for Azor.
The thing is, especially for the side of Invictus. I really, I really know their performances. I know how good they can be, but I don't want to put them too high. But I think they trained, especially in the last weeks, in the last months, they trained very much. So I really want them to show that off also in this game. So even if it's just a 2-0 for the side of Invictus or maybe for the side of Azor, I'm really happy for both teams. I mean, as you already mentioned before, it's not only about winning these games. Even for the teams that are losing, they are also still winning. So because they win on experience, they win on things they can learn of. They can watch their replays, can watch, okay, why did we lost this fight? Why did we lost this game? So there are pretty many things you still win, even though if you're losing. But I still need to say I can't go against Zell because he is a very great friend of mine. And he, as we also already saw in his performance, like in the last games, he's doing a very great job in every single game. It doesn't matter which jungler he's playing, he's doing such a great performance. So I really want to see what Azor is going to put against it. I don't want to say that Invictus is going to win or I want them to win, but I want to see what Azor is able to pull up against it.
Have to see how that one eventually pans out. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the grand finals as well, though. But I'm pretty sure we'll probably be going on to a short break before we hop in the grand finals. I'm just waiting for the confirmation here, and once we do, we'll be letting you guys know as well. But I kind of like the draft that came in from Invictus. I'll be pretty honest with that Leo mode brought into the play. They worked out really well with the Khalid too, understanding the idea of how they need to play around, especially with that Valentina into the mid. Because whenever you have got that Valen and the Khalid, you kind of have to figure out which one will go for the engage and which one will hop in for the re-engage. And that was the big idea behind them. So I liked how the Valen picked up that Grok ultimate, and after that, the Khalid went in, trying to catch the Guinevere in every other fight. Though it kinda left Baby Nikki open in most of those fights.
Yeah, I need to say I completely agree with you. The Valentina copying the Grok ultimate were pretty good, pretty solid, especially on the turtle fights. Every single time we saw the Flicker ultimate immediately as soon as they had the vision on the Guinevere, we saw the Flicker ultimate on the Guinevere. So Guinevere didn't even have the chance to do something on the turtle fights.
Yep.
On the other side, as we also mentioned, I don't know if the Jinwei was a comfort pick for the side of World Force, but for me, it doesn't felt like the same gameplay as Zettel did in the first game. Because Zettel, he on this Jinwei, he did so much impact. He did very much impact. He knew exactly how to play her, but I didn't saw the plays from Zettel on the side of both forces.
That is true. Azor on the other side of the spectrum, though, again, they'll have to not only figure out what Invictus have got planned up, but also prepare a counter to that as quickly as possible. And as we've already been talking about, one of that is going to be dealing with that Guinevere. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to be wasting any more time here. We'll be hopping into the land of Dawn instantly. It is the grand finals of the FastCup. Azor onto the blue side, taking on Invictus, one on the red side. It's the best of three. The winner takes the prize.
The winner takes it all. They're not only taking the prize, they're taking the pride, they're taking everything. They're taking the honor, just everything. We see the Sora ban at the first pick.
Well.
Yeah, we're seeing the first ban is the Sora. I mean, in almost every ban, it's the same bans. In almost every game, we see the Zuxin ban, we see the Sora ban, pretty solid. And, okay, they don't want to get Zedel to play the Leo mod. That's like a huge, that's very huge, because we saw the performance of the Zedel on the Leo mod. And even though Azor has the first pick, they don't want to give up the Leo mod. They don't want to give it to Zedel.
Kind of dropping the idea where they might pick the Yisun Shin for themselves or something along the similar lines. Champagne has shown that he's got a pretty good depth in his own jungle hero pool too. So Invictus will have to deal with that as well at the same time. Ban out the glue. Now that is an interesting ban. Normally we do not see
Yeah.
the glue being prioritized.
That is actually very interesting, Ben, especially because I didn't know. I mean, Onoki played it a few times, but yeah, and Sankai also. So I don't understand the glue ban actually.
Rocks need no protection
Your
from
team
the
is
rain.
picking.
But Baxia ban from the side of Invictus is always. I don't know how scared they are of the good Baxia, but it seems like they are pretty scared and don't want to play against the Baxia. We see again from Mako the Hilda pick like they did in the first best of three in the half finals, and I really want to see what both teams are going to draft. I mean, both teams are playing very good. Both teams are in the finals right now. We see Gyumi with the Kimi again, and as she showed us in the first game of her best of three, she did a very great job. He did very good. He played very good. The Zettel with the Fredrin, also very huge
Exorcist
pick.
of the dragon spirit here.
Yu Zong from the side of Haru. Right now, I actually like both drafts.
It's a good counter to the Kimi. And you can go in for those engages with the level 4. The zone out capabilities is pretty high.
They call me a hero because I
Also
saved
lock in the
my
Yi Sun
nation
Shin
from
now.
falling apart.
Fredrin wants that early snowball, the early control. Yi Sun Shin can take things a little bit slow, but yeah. Wants to try and go for the fast farming route as well. Invictus.
Sand rises.
Yeah, but
Give the
I
word.
think I need to say I think Fredrin is also a good pick against the Yuzong and also the Hilda, also the YSS. I mean, he has his multiple stunts. He can do so much. Same for the Khalid right now they picked in. So I really want to see maybe the Faza ban, maybe an Eve ban or Lunox ban, I guess. Because both teams are shredding like tanky heroes pretty well. Both heroes are good against the Kimi as well. Maybe also a Zetian ban. That's also something I would expect over here. We also maybe see the Lapu Lapu ban for the Honor Key. Could also be a possible ban. I mean, DJ maybe going for the Granger again. As we saw in the last game, he has such good performance. Yeah, and as I just mentioned, the Faza ban is also here already. Granger ban is also there. Pretty good.
Good idea now. Just trying to pan out the strengths of the opponents of what could work on in their draft. I think so they'd also have to prioritize something along the lines of a carry, maybe, considering the burst damage that she has. Especially against the Yu Zhong as well as the Hilda. Now, that last
man.
ban, I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna concur with you. Maybe a Zetian ban
Crowned by
sounds pretty
heaven's
decent.
And
mandate.
there it
Way
is.
go for it. Yeah, you call
Shall
for it.
endure.
Yeah, Zetian right now, in my opinion, is one of the best mages you can pick with Eve, Zuxin, also Faza, Kimi. But these are like my top 5 mid lane picks actually. They're going again for the Phobius ban. That's also something I'm not seeing very often from an Onoki, so I don't really know the point behind these bans, like the glue or the Phobius actually. Oh man.
Phobius is understandable. Pretty annoying front line. You need a ton of burst to deal with him.
Yeah, but right now, for me, there is like... Invictus needs to pull out some damage, because right now they have the Kimi, but there need to be more damage. And I really would like to see the Lapu Lapu pick from Onoki.
Magic is my life.
Your team is picking.
Now the Hadid, or rather the Phobius ban, kind of makes sense because Invictus have locked in the Hadid, so it's gonna now help them out, to be honest. Last couple of picks to lock in the draft. Yeah, definitely it's not going to be a Sora, right? Maybe they could swap in the Sora into the jungle and put the Yi Sun Shin into the gold lane. That would be interesting, but Baby Nikki on the Harith will have a big advantage.
They're not picking the Yisan Shin into the gold lane, they're picking the Suyo into the gold lane.
Nah, it's fine. They're gonna swap. Don't worry. I call it.
Nah,
before
nah, nah,
swap.
nah. Nah. Trust me, they're going to pick the Suyo on the gold lane. I don't know if you watched the previous tournaments, but it's a thing right now to play Suyo on gold lane.
Wow. The only hero I hate the most. Now I've got to learn that as well for the gold lane. That is crazy.
Yeah, but Eve is very strong. That's also a hero I mentioned. They could have banned, but they left it open, so they picked it. We see Onoki again with his Alice. Pretty solid pick again, but I want to see how they pull it off to win this game for both sides. I mean, if we're looking for the side of Azor, they going more for the engage, like they have like the pick off damage, they have the YSS, they have the Suyu, they have the Eve. If we're looking for the side of Invictus, they have like more the engagement, they have the Kali, they have the Fredrin, they have the Alice. So they can work pretty much with the engagement, while the side of Azor lives from their like full diving engagement, because they have the like burst damage, they have the YSS. Suyu, both heroes with very high damage output. Same with the Hilda, has a great damage output. Yuzong has the damage, Eve has the damage. So it's right now full damage or like poke damage against the engagement. And that's something I really would like to see on how both teams will pull it off.
That's going to be the main name of the game, ladies and gentlemen, as we hop into the first game of the Grand Finals. Azor taking on Invictus T1. The drafts are all set up, the winner gets the lead and one step closer to the trophy of the FastCup. Whatever be the case, we will have a new winner for this Sunday. But here's the thing, look at the engagement down towards the bottom side. My goodness, the aggressiveness from Azor is impeccable.
Oh man, they did it so good. Sankai bursted down this Eve so good, that's actually pretty insane.
Oh, Onoki.
Oh,
On to the receiving end this time around though, but not losing a minion, so that is good. But you can't say the same thing for Baby Nikki down the bottom side.
oh man, I just saw Gyumi lost the first minion on the first wave.
It is tough. Gyumi, it's not as big of a problem for Gyumi as it is for Baby Nikki. Oh, hold on a second. Sankai forced out to flicker as well to run back from through the safety, but Haru shuts him down with the furious dive as they now hop in to take away the orange buff as well. No sense. Gets the level 3, so he should be able to run away though, but Gyume will be able to kite around all of that as the backline is open and Onoki, in an attempt to chase Meiko, will fall and give his life away.
This game looks pretty bad for the side of Invictus right now. If you're just looking for it, Fredrin got invaded. They took out enemy red. I mean, Azor got the red of the Fredrin. So Fredrin is underfarmed right now. They have not the possibility to contest the turtle over there. So they may be going to trade on the bot side, taking for the gold lane kill or something like this. But we will see about it. And yes, as I rightfully mentioned, they're going to trade and make like and take something in the bot side, which could be possible that they will get it.
No sense. Hold on a second. No way he survives through all of that. That is absolutely nasty. And now comes the retaliation. The re-engage is perfect. Zore will punish Sankai off, and a level 3 ZL will fall one more time. No chance for him to get the purple buff, as now Baby Nikki, who's level 3, is the next target of this Black Dragon, chasing down the cat as the Purify will probably help him sustain for a second more, though, but a dive coming in at the same time from Meiko, eventually putting him onto a bit of an aggressive position, will be taken down, but not before shutting Baby Nikki. A gold lane for a roamer? Azor will take that every single day.
It's so sad actually to watch right now. I talked so high about Invictus and right now they're getting cooked so badly. It's already like 2.5k gold lead for the side of Azor. They're taking out the kills, have the first turret already after 3 minutes. Very great gameplay, but we need to say, even though I'm on the side of Invictus, Azure played it much better. They went for the early engages, take everything out.
Sankai will be okay for now, but Synchro, talk to me about how Invictus can hop back in this game.
I mean, the thing is, they need to get into the late game, because what we're seeing here for Azure, they have the early damage, they have the Hilda, they have Eve, they have Suyu, they have Yuzong, they have pretty solid early game damage. I wouldn't even say solid, I would say they have very great early game damage. The side of Invictus, they have the Harif, they have the Kimi. I mean, both can poke and deal damage, but they need the items to like have that kind of use as they should have had. So I think if they come on like a specific time of the game, then there is a possibility for Invictus to win.
But this could be the big play as the backline eventually gets taken down. Both DJ and Champagne fall. Mako left alone out in the open will be taken down next on the chopping block as Haru is the final boss. Maybe as you can try and sustain through long, but not enough as Gyume will take him out as well. And we were talking about the way for them to hop back. Well, this is one.
And that's something we mentioned while we were in the draft. The side of Invictus has so much CC, so much engagement, which will make it pretty hard for the side of Azure, who don't have like the front line with the Hilda, because Hilda is like, I mean, sure, she can tank a bit, but she's not like a front line who can engage. So that's a point for Azure, which will make it a bit harder for the side of Azure to win these team fights, because Invictus, they have the Alice, they have the Khalid, they have Fredrin, they have so much engagement, so much stun. So that's something that could really save Invictus into this game.
Let's see if they can actually bounce back in this way as Miko eventually getting caught out up in front. A lot of them as a little ton of damage being dealt onto him, but the Salmon Post dropped down. Haru will finally shut down the Kimi, and guess what? Champagne will get the revenge back onto Zedel and Gyume. Sankai could not sustain through it all as well, and now Onoki seems to be the next one on the chopping block with the Thorn of Ruin popped in. Will have to hop out of the harm's way because that has too much damage to deal with.
Yeah, but that's something we mentioned, because they have so much damage, actually, the side of Azure, they have so much damage, so the only thing Invictus can win these teamfights is if they make a very great engagement composition of Fredrin, Alice and the Sankai, with the Khalid. So they need to make the composition and the teamfight engagement to be able to take down these enemies pretty quickly, because if they survive, Suyu can re-engage, YSS can re-engage, Eve can re-engage, Yuzong can re-engage. So this will be pretty tough.
Onoki wants to try and chase down. No sense there though. Zedel in the meantime is also able to get DJ on that Eve. Was playing a bit too far ahead now as Haru will hop back in that Black Dragon form. He's got a decent bit of movement speed and HP, but the turtle opened up and Invictus will get that again.
Red team has slain the turtle.
Oh man, okay, if we're looking for the gold, it's not like very much gold difference for this time of the game. I mean, we are at minute 7 right now, and it's barely like 1 to 2k gold lead, which is not that much. So both teams still have the same chances to win the game.
Yep. As we have a look at the items, Hunter Strikes completed for 3 of them. The War Axe prioritized by Suyu and Endless Battle by Champagne, so he will be able to shred through that front line of Onoki as well as Sankai.
I need to say, something I really don't like is that Invictus didn't bite anti-heal till now. I mean, Kimi focused on the Sky Piercer, which isn't bad, but they're having a Hilda, they're having a Yuzong, which need to be able to poke down, which they can't if they don't have the anti-heal. Which will just were finished after almost 8 minutes, which is like a time in the game where you already should have had it against such heroes.
True. That could potentially be one of the reasons why Azor might win out the next fight, but that is again if they're able to keep DJ safe. Because Onoki, he himself relies onto that anti-heal, and I don't really see a lot of that on the side of Azor. And we clearly saw in one of the previous fights how Sankai and Onoki, both of them jumped on DJ, and there was no way for him to run away from that. This time he does
Yeah,
have a
but-
flicker to work with, but we were talking about that anti-heal. Mako finally picks it up.
Yeah, but that's also like a point. I mean, sure, he has the flicker, but if he's getting like the full stun from Sankai, from Zedel, from Onoki, from Gyumi's ultimate, then even with flicker, he is not possible to came out because there's too much where he can get like stunned with.
Over engaged from Champagne, instantly punished on the back of that as Haru now tries to change Gyumi with the Shaw residue. He will shut him down, but not before falling himself along the way. It is a 2-for-1 trade, and Invictus, right before the objective, get the advantage.
Yeah, that means probably the Lord for the side of Invictus right now, because there is not a jungler alive from the side of Azor, so no possibility to contest or even try to contest this Lord. So free Lord for the side of Invictus. Sankai gets taken out by the Suyo on the top lane, pretty good. Baby Nikki's focusing the turret in the mid lane. They
Yeah,
almost
the
got it.
waves. That was kind of focused out. Those Champagne stunned up yet again. 1-for-1 trade to make it too. As Baby Nikki eventually fell, Zedel will be surviving by the skin of his teeth. As everyone tried to chase him down. But this means that the Lord will be defended easily by Azor.
Yeah, that I think there was like a little misplay from the side of Invictus. I mean, I understand they want to take down the mid lane turret because we all should know mid lane turret is one of the most important turrets because he gives like the most space. If you take down this turret, you have like very much space over the map into the enemy jungle. So I can understand they try to get it, but you shouldn't do it like when the Lord is coming up because they died and now Lord was easy cleared. And now they don't have the use of the Lord anymore they could have had.
The only thing they've got to hold down now is from their turrets from being taken down. Because that is going to be the main aim now for Azor. This game can go on pretty long, by the way, Synchro.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I mean, both teams, as I already mentioned, they scrimmed already against each other, so they know each other. They both respect each other because they wouldn't scrim each other if they think that another team with it, one of these teams is bad. They only scrim people that are good enough, that are playing very good, so they can like get the use out of the scrims. So, and that's something we're seeing here. It's not like one-sided game, like it's a very two-sided. So one team is taking out the lead, the other team is taking the lead. Then it changed the whole time. It's not like one team is completely cooking in one side of the game. So, as I already mentioned before the game even started, this will be like a very intense gameplay over here.
It's just gonna end up being the poke game until the Lord shows up, and then it's gonna turn into a Lord dance.
Yeah, I think so as well. I need to give you this point. I think as soon as the Lord spawns, then it will decide like which team has like the possibility to finish the game first, because the next Lord will be like very important for both teams.
Onoki will be able to hop back to safety. Baby Nikki though, being forced down to drop that Zaman force right before the Lord. This also means that the bottom lane priority should go to Azor now, but Onoki instantly hopping in to try and deny that. This is really good from both of these far lane laners, but look at the position. They want to try and catch down, no sense there. He could be left alone while the Eastern Shin is being zoned out by Onoki. No sense trying to run away. No, not able to iframe them with the Thorn point coming in. They will be able to shut him down. A 1-for-0 trade already. And Azor have got no answer to that, as Champagne cannot do anything to burst through the tankiness of Onoki.
I need to say both teams played it very good. Both teams had the same thing in mind to cut the wave, to get like the positioning on the Lord, but the fact that...
Hold on with the real world manipulation dropped in. Now the Black Dragon form onto the backline. Zedel seems to be petrified for a second. The Shah residue works out perfectly. Onoki now left alone on an island right now, can drop in the Thorn of Ruin onto 2 and 3, but it's only the immortality that he pops. Gyume will finally avenge him. But it's still a 2-for-1 trade. Can they make it 2-for-2? It seems like that as Champagne overstepped his boundaries. But now it's the dash around in the Salmon Force as maybe will get DJ. Can they get the third one as No Sense tries to survive and it's a killing spree. Gyume not giving them an inch as they took the Lord, but they cannot push the towers.
I'm very speechless right now. I mean, they got cooked on the Lord fight, but they came back even stronger and were able to take down almost the whole team of Azor. So now it's the same thing as for the first Lord. All the mates are like taken down from the side of the Lord team, which means they can easily defend the Lord, but it seems like Invictus didn't even try to like make it a fast clear with the Lord. So they have the space right now. Azor can still do something with this Lord. But let's see, because I really can't predict anything in this game. Both teams looking pretty good, both teams knowing when to engage, where to engage.
Thorn of Ruin on the face. Champagne runs away with a traceless. Didn't really want to get caught here again. And I'm going to concur with you on that part. You're absolutely correct. This back and forth constantly going on. Invictus, they've got the type of composition where they can take those prolonged fights. They've got Baby Nikki on the Harith, who's got very less cooldown on the Zaman Force, right? So he can keep on going in for those late, long fights. Same goes with Gyume. It doesn't really depend on the traction pulse that much. All he needs to do is just maintain that passive stack up so that his damage is scaling up into those fights. If you're looking on the side of Azor, Champagne without the Mountain Shocker could get into a pretty precarious position because you've always got to go into the melee range to constantly proc your passive. Haru, same thing. No sense. Once the combo is up, you're kind of like a sitting duck there. And DJ as well, heavily dependent on the real world manipulation. So Azor will get just one chance to try and pull that thing up right now with the Thorn of Ruin. They will not get anything. Haru is just in the Black Dragon form, running away for his own life, as now the next one of the chopping block could be Mako. In the back line is where Onoki stands. Everything being tanked up properly has no sense. Tried to clear the minion, but there's still enough. Haru trying to sustain through that. They will be able to clear that wave out, but guess what? There's right one coming in a second. You can't do anything as there's a triple kill for Gyume. And this means that the game one will go to Invictus.
I'm speechless. I didn't expect it to came out like this right now, like maybe with the Lord. But the fact that they camped and made such a good combo on this last like turret on the bot side was so good. They took out the mid lane and the enemy jungler with like one composition, could have taken out the Hilda afterwards. The same for the Yuzong. So you tried his best to cut the wave, maybe clear the wave so his team has the time to spawn back. But with Zettel and Gyume, they reacted completely right. Yeah. They went immediately in with the flicker, took him out so he can't cut the wave, can't clear the wave, which made him and give him like the first win. And if these games are going on like this, I'm very excited to see the next games because both teams have the chance to win. It wasn't like one-sided games, so both teams played very good. So maybe this will be the first time we're getting a full best of 3.
It is possible, man, to be honest. With the way how they played, that kind of seems possible. And here's the big thing. Throughout that game, there was not a single moment where I would say that this was a bad engage or that was a bad engage. Yes, Champagne was getting caught a couple of times there, but that was Invictus playing so very good that they were catching on to those opportunities, including No Sense when he was all the way down to the bottom lane just to clear out the wave where Onoki was doing the same thing. So I kind of like that. It was an absolute cinema moment. But there is just one thing which I kind of wanted to see from Azor, and that was the Justice Pauldron to try and counter the dashes of Harith. That item was not there, and neither were any kind of blade armors combined with the radiant armor to create the problems for the Kimi. But yeah, that's kind of a nitpicking happening there. It's absolutely fine. Azor right now taking on Invictus, ladies and gentlemen. The game number 2 of the grand finals we go. Invictus just 1 win away.
Yeah, or maybe 2 games away. Depends on how this next game will come out.
Kind of the same thing.
Oh man, but I'm very surprised. I didn't think that Azor will make such huge problems for the side of Invictus, but they just showed me how good this team can actually be. Azor also has like my huge respect. They also deserve to get the honor to win this game. They also deserve it. And I wouldn't even say that I want Invictus over there anymore. I mean, sure, it would be the best if they're going to win the game. But Azor is playing such good gameplay that I think I also would like to see them on the first place, even though that I'm on the side of Invictus. But both teams' performance are so good, both played so good with each other, against each other. It's actually pretty good.
Yep. And now, on the back of it, we've got the draft set up in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. Invictus now getting ready to work up onto their blue side with that Baxia ban. That means Azor on the red side will be forced to ban out the Jushin. So they're kind of left off with just 2 bans here. They've dealt with the Sora for the first one.
Fight for the
Maybe
ultimate answer.
they kind of want to ban away the Zation as well, or if not the Zation, maybe you take away the Leo mod to deny that to Zedel. With the Hilda ban out on the other side, it kind of seems that
Valor and royalty
Invictus
in a
would
dead
want
body.
to rely a bit over towards the Yisun Shin. Maybe to work in that direction. Something along the lines of that late game.
The equilibrium, which
Which was logged in previously, has been banned out, so they're kind of respecting DJ there. Not really allowing him to secure the same pick again. This kind of makes sense too, considering that he played pretty well in that previous run. Last man, Jushin, like always, no changes here. The first pick up open, could be the Yisun Shin, or could also be the Grok.
Grok. I really want to see Sankai again on the Grok, not gonna lie.
I mean, his Khalid has been working really fine, so I don't think so they're gonna change that.
among a myriad of stars, the Valkyrie's
The Freya
voyage
lock in though, for the
begins.
gold lane for the first one, was left open. I really want an early 4vs pick this time from Azor.
Oh man, I really like the Freya pick first. It's the first time I think we're seeing Freya today.
Yep.
I really expecting much right now, especially from Nikki. I really expecting much from him on the gold lane with the Freya. Oh man, I really would like to see, and I'm really surprised what the side of Azor is going to put against it.
Going in with the CC along with the Yisun Shin. Understandable, but that's a very fast lock on the Kimi and the Guinevere. They want to go for the full dive while giving Gyome the opportunity to kite around like the previous game. That seems like a gold lane CC right now, so I really hope they pick up the 4vs. Man, it's gonna be so very good for the side of AR.
Man, we see this CC. And Zedel again with the Genevieve. This could be pretty huge, I guess. Oh man.
Is to protect lives.
Team is banning.
Scared. Tell me, what's your thoughts about this?
I like the idea from both the sides though. it's clear from Invictus they want to play a dive composition. So if AR ban out a Khalid and ban out a Grok, that would give their team a good opening. Plus they already have the high loss for that re-engage. Or if anything, go for the disengage by dropping down the glowing pathway.
Play the hero.
Your team
I will
is
be the
dead.
truth this world desperately needs.
Yul Jong though. Idea is similar. You dive on the backline, so it kind of makes sense. But I feel that Haru could have picked it up for himself.
Man. I really like Hylos and CC in combination, but I also need to say we see the Geneva, we see the Kimi again, and we saw Yumi's performance on the Kimi twice today, which were pretty good. We also see the Freya first time today. I don't know if Azor can put that much against the Freya actually.
The thing is, you can't even go for a Farsa pick here, considering Hibiniki will jump on top of you instantly with the Valkyrie's Descent. And you've also got Zedel with the Spatial Migration, the ban out the glue. That still leaves Khalid open for Sankai.
Oh man, Grok is also still open. I really want to see again this Grok.
Your team is picking.
It is a Farsa ban. Invictus just want to play it safe. Don't want to allow DJ on that comfort. Now with the Eve, Farsa, Zetian, Jushin, all of them banned out, it only leaves room for a Valentina here, which I personally feel is not a great pick against the Kimi, against the Gwen and the Freya, because you can't really utilize any of those ultimates for yourself. So now since the Yujong was banned out, Haru locks in the Lapu Lapu, but we both knew it's either the Grok or the Khalid for the answer from Invictus. They can also lock in the draft by picking up either the Alice again, or if they want, they can go in for the Esmeralda. Either one of them could work well.
Oh man. I really liked. I really would like to see a Terizla. I'm not gonna lie. Terizla, maybe Alot. I don't know. There's so many things still open. But the fact that Sankai is going for the Grok again, and we also saw his performance on the Grok already. He showed us what he can do with it. So I need to say I am definitely going for the favor of Invictus this game again. So basically, the Valentina could be a very strong pick again as well here. But I feel if they're going for the Valentina right now, they're definitely missing a bit of the like poke or like complete burst damage, because Valentina doesn't have the burst damage. The only one with like the real bursting damage is the YSS right now. So I don't know. Do you think that the draft as a Ray pulled out against Invictus make much sense against them?
Kinda does though, but it's pretty difficult to pull this one off again. We can clearly see the win condition for Invictus. They've got a good dive coming in from Onoki, Sankai, Zedel, as well as Baby Nikki, while you don't really have all of that for the side of Azor. Valentina can steal over the ultimate. Hylos is there to hold the line down. You've also got Haru, who will have the bravest fighter to work with, so his only job is to try and catch Gyumi, but Gyumi with that flicker will be able to kite around a lot, ladies and gentlemen, as this draft seems to be in favor of Invictus, because Azor have been known to pull things off from the hat, which no one would imagine. And even though they seem to be like down and out, they still know how to make that comeback. Let's see if they can do it here in this grand finals right now against Invictus. Or will Invictus close out the series 2-1?
I think it will be action.
GG's just color me so very impressed right now, as Meiko is trying to run back to safety, but that's still the first blood coming in. And now DJ wants to go in for the chase as well with the Arcane Shade. But guess what? Zedel was there in the bush, waiting and baiting an early 2 kills for Invictus.
But I need to say that's a mistake that all these enemy teams doing Invictus is playing against. Because every enemy team, when they playing Grok, they all going in trying to like going for the fast clear and getting cooked by the wall of the Grok.
That's happened twice now. And once here, once in the previous series when we were playing against Bald Force. Kind of the same thing repeating again, but guess what? Onoki stepping in a bit too aggressive there. Without the support of the team, eventually punished Azor. Shutting him down will give a slight bit of advantage to Haru, at least in the lane, as the turtle spawns in the next 15. Onoki will be busy clearing the roofs.
Oh man, and Mako getting cooked down. Oh!
Should be done for users of the Revitalize yet again, but Baby Nikki just jumped in from the top, and you know that Freya has got some insane early game burst damage. That is unfortunate for Miko. Not once, but rather twice has been picked up, and both the times it's been an on-point Guardian's barrier by Sankai.
If Yumi continues to play like this, I think this game will be over pretty soon. I definitely need to say this because they're playing it so good actually right now.
I am you into the traction pulse as Mako gets caught up yet again, and DJ does not really have anything to work with as he even used up that ultimate. Which means that the turtle is now going to be free, but maybe not for long. Fantastic play by Haru with the bravest fighter. You get one away from there, but Zenith is still up in front of you. He's got to go back to safety, but guess what? The Freya might not allow him to do that. Up in the open, left alone in the wild as Valkyrie's descent catches on to no one. But guess what? The tech charge is open up in the backline with Champagne now. Not having a way to run away. Tristless used up with the flicker with the triple by Baby Nikki. Will take his life out of him. Blood becoming the Grim Reaper from Valhalla.
Oh, very good play of Zedel again.
Locking up yet again. No chance for no sense to run away. As now Invictus with the early game snowballer hitting Azor like a truck.
Oh man. Oh, okay. I really like, but that's something they shouldn't have left open. They shouldn't have get Zedel his Genevieve. Oh, they're doing it so good. He's playing his Genevieve so good again.
GG is tanking up so much damage and then taking down no sense up on top yet again.
I think,
There's
in
nothing.
my opinion, Azor did a very huge mistake on giving Freya out to the enemies and also Genevieve on the side of Invictus, because they're doing it too good. They're doing it too good with both of these heroes. Ah, Gyumi
Good
getting
tanking
cooked
is
down.
coming in from Haru. Yeah, Gyumi is going to be picked off though. Overextended. Wild Shame. Instantly, he was able to steal away the orange buff for Zedel. So that is a smart play coming in from him. Zedel only has got his own purple buff right now. So that is going to put a dent into his farming speed. I kind of like what he's trying to pull here. And he's one level ahead. Just because Zedel was so occupied in terms of killing all the enemies, Champagne was able to farm up really quickly. With the next turtle being up in the next few seconds, and now a big advantage in terms of the EXP. Azor are not that far behind in these fights. And maybe gonna try and take it to the members of Invictus, but another Guardian's barrier now forcing out the glorious pathway. Traction Pulse on the other side did not catch anyone. But guess what? Out with the Valkyrie's descent, they want to catch Shame, who will run back to safety. Tristless dropped down along with the Mountain Shocker, but did not stun Baby. So he cannot hop back into this fight as the turtle will be secured freely by Zedel.
Oh man. Oh, good flicker. Good flicker of Freya. And that's... that's...
Haru should be dead there. No way for him to survive. Hold on a second. Did we forget that this is a Lapu Lapu in the hands of Haru? And you can't finish him off just like that so easily. This man sustains through it all and Zedel gets punished. A good shutdown for Azor.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. This game is again very intense. I mean, it's again not one-sided. I mean, Invictus is playing it a bit better. They're going more for the objectives, taking out more as Azor is taking out. But the fact that YSS is every single time on Zedel's red buff, taking out his red buff, is pretty insane. I actually really like it. Because his team because Invictus is not even trying to provide or like delaying it for Zedel to get his own red buff.
That is a big thing. Maybe Nikki though on that Freya. He has been unchecked for a while right now. Picks up the Vorax as well. That is a bit too deep. Hopping in, destroys the tower. Still able to get no sense there. But now needs the support from the team as well as the traction pulse eventually get Mako away with a glorious pathway wrapped up. Guardian's barrier up on top. A knock up onto 4 by DJ with tech charge. But no one to follow up on that. A 2-for-1 trade with Baby Nikki being dealt with. Now that is still pretty decent for Azor.
Invictus is, I don't know, I actually like both drafts. If we're looking just for the gold, Invictus is on the gold lead with like 1.5k. Is not much, but it's still a bit. We're seeing 2 turrets taken for the side of Invictus. The turtle will...
Oh, hold on. Zedel gets instantly bursted down. They're getting caught with the turtle secured up by Champagne. He's still trying to run away from the trace. There's a ton of mobility, but now you want to try and catch. No sense as he still survives. Kyome kiting around as well. Low HP onto the frontliners as DJ becomes one of his own while the rest of the members move back. Haru, the next one on the chopping block, will try to run back to safety. The mid tier 1 seems to be in trouble, maybe, but the wave clear is just there.
Yeah, they're going for the bot side now. I think they actually can easily get this turret. I don't know if Mako is able to defend this turret, especially because so many people of Invictus are already there. Nah, they can't defend it.
Yeah, it seems to be problematic. Guess what? Out in the open, backline seems to be open, but Gyome is all kiting around. Champagne gets one. That is just onto the Grog. They want to try and catch it a few more. Baby Nikki will have to run back to safety, but he just says absolutely no. Zedel hops into the fight a bit too late, but Onoki seems to be the main front line of the team as Shane will still survive through it all. A 3-for-3 trade. It's Haru and no sense. We've just got a ton of tankiness.
I actually don't even know what I should say about this game. If I'm completely honest, it's just too good from both sides. Both sides taking the fights pretty good. I mean, they're taking out the damage dealers, then the other 2 people finishing off the lower HP enemies. They're going for the objectives. If Zedel is going for the engagement, they easily counter him. Then afterwards, Invictus is going for the counter engage, which makes it pretty hard, in my opinion, to say something about the game. Because both sides playing it very well. It's not like one-sided in the game. If we're looking for engage, is pretty huge over here.
Yeah, and it's DJ catching the first one. Baby Nikki left out alone into the wild as Gyome will have to run back to safety. Shadow Strike on his face, dodged up perfectly. Guardian's Barrier yet again to hold them all down with a knockback coming in for the skill 1. But Onoki hops in onto the back line, still catching down DJ with the Thorn of Ruin. Used up the flicker as well for the same as Zedel now wants to try and run back to safety. Without Baby Nikki, things are problematic. Gyome will hop back into the fight as the bottom lane is where the fight is being taken down. Onoki being the front liner, but a knock-up is a big one. Champagne on the Eastern Shin gets taken down. Traction pulse onto 2. Haru with the flicker will catch Zedel, but not enough damage to finish him off as he himself now is left alone. Mako on the board cannot survive. This Grog has been his nemesis throughout the game and no sense You can kite all the way you want, but it still isn't enough. It's a wipeout in favor of Invictus. TJ will hop back, but can only watch the enemies take the Lord.
This means a free Lord, which will definitely create very much space for the side of Invictus to do something there. And Kimmy, oh man, she's probably very faded. I mean, they are not possible to take her down that easily. So she's keeping her distance, but not too much distance, so she can still poke down these enemies, which she's doing pretty good. I mean, Yumi doing a pretty well job. But it's still, I don't feel like this is the end. I still think like Azor is able to make a comeback into this game.
If in case the Lord marches down before 12-minute mark, then that is definitely not the end. But hold on, the Guardian's barrier is pretty good, baby. Nikki will have to go back though. Inhib up top should be taken down. There are problems coming in out there in the backline. Onuki is there and DJ will be taken down for the very first time. No sense yet again. Shuts down, baby. And guess what? It's a double coming in for the CC out in the open. The knock-up is perfect as Yume has been left unchecked with the double. Look at his position. He's still trying to kite around the high-lows, but no sense. Gets a killing spree of his own. And make sure that the team will survive at least for this first wave of minions. Another tech charge, but that was a mistake from Sankai. It provided enough time for Zedel to take the inhib, but the base will be defended.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a mistake of Sankai. I mean, they got now all 3 inhibitors, so it's only the big boss turret left. So they have enough space right now. They have so much space into the enemy base right now, which creates like so much space. They can easily go in right now. They don't have like the issue with needing to fighting on the turrets or something like this. They can just jump in, taking out these kills and doing these gameplays.
Seems to be a bit tough. Thorn of Ruin on 4 to 5 people. Champagne, the first one to fall. Make it each as the second one in line as well. Triple for Gume, and this seems to be the end. It's only Haru and no sense remaining, and you've got a massive wave to deal with. Haru is in the base. There is nothing that's gonna happen right now. It is a win for Invictus. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got your winners for another FastCup.
Oh man, I'm very happy for Invictus that they won. I mean, my team. It would be stupid if I'm not on their side, but also I want to give a huge shout out to Azor. They played very good. They also showed what they can do in a team, how good they play together. But it wasn't enough for the side of Invictus. They played it so well. They made such great team plays, such great engages. So it was actually huge. I wouldn't say team diff, but it was like a rotation diff. I think the side of Invictus like rotated much faster, played it much, like much safer, not on like in the way like they played safe, but they played their play style like much safer, so they can easily taking out the kills, taking the turrets, going for the lords, going for the turtles, which created much more space for the side of Invictus to finish these games off.
True. And at the end of the day, again, it fell down to the very same pattern where you had the Kimi, you had to deal with the Kimi, but there was just so much kiting working around, right? Even though Haru on the Lapu Lapu, he tried a couple of times to finish Gyome off, but all he can do is just use up a bravest fighter, and then Kimi can just hop around, kite around, and even if he jumps in with a flicker land shaker, while he is going in for the bravest fighter, the Kimi can just use the flicker as well to maybe run out of the harm's way. Early on, Champagne was surviving. No Sense was also doing a ton of damage along with DJ. But over towards that later stages, when Onuki came online, when he became solidly tanky, that's when you clearly saw the problems brewing up, because he did not have enough damage to burst down through Onuki. And that frontlining provided enough room for the Kimi to run around and use all of those skills. But man, it was absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Another FastCup over from ESEL here. We've got to give them a huge shout out as well for making it all possible. And definitely you would want to follow all of us up, because you don't want to miss out on the updates. for the next few events. You're also having the female league, which is going on every weekday. If you want to join out for the updates about that, make sure you hop in onto our Discord server to get all of the idea about what's happening. Synchro, before we sign off, any last few words from you?
Thanks everyone for watching. I love you all. It was a huge pleasure to cast with you again, Scat. I'm looking forward to the next times. Huge congratulations to Invictus again, and also to Azor. They played very good. So yeah, if you don't want to miss something out, just follow ESL, and yeah, just stay tuned for the next tournaments.
We'll catch you guys on the FastCup next Sunday, people. Till then, this is me, Scared Yet, signing off along with Synchro. Bye bye. Good night.